I got to stream this live to Facebook. So let me do that. And then I think I'm good. Ladies, let me know if I'm missing a beat here, but I'm pretty sure those are the only two things I had to do. And then I can just flow for the rest of the call. Okay, we're good. We're live on Facebook. It's recorded. I think I'm good now. All right, my loves. I am so pumped. There's almost 1,000 people registered for this call. So there's going to be a whack of people coming on. I am just super excited to be here. I'm in Amsterdam at the moment. I just got off a 6-day training with Tony Robbins, which was just next level and mind blowing, like 6 days, 16 hours a day. It was absolutely insane. But I'm feeling so pumped, so excited to be here. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. It's going to be 4 when we finish. And I'm so excited. 5 minutes ago, I was like, or no, like an hour ago, I was texting the girls and I was like, should I have a coffee or should I have a nap? I opted for the coffee, didn't have the nap because I was like, you know what? You know when you wake up from a nap and you're like, well, that was a bad idea. I was kind of worried I was going to have one of those moments. So I'm just jazzed on like adrenaline, passion, excitement, and a little bit of caffeine. So we're going to be good. We're going to be good to go. I want to give you all, first of all, let's like get the chat box going. First of all, if you guys can hear me loud and clear, give me a yes. Let me know where you are. Yes, Jackie. What's up, Christina, Celine, Jennifer, Hannah, Kat. I see some names that I totally remember. I see some names I don't at all. So let me know where you are in the world. Give us a little idea of like who you are. I see some names that are enrolled for the July certification class. So that's amazing. I see some alumni and everything in between. So give us a little story of who you are, like little story. I mean, like one sentence. Where are you calling in from? And how did you hear about this? Jackie from Texas. Heather, amazing. Sally, what's up, Sally? All right, my big intention tonight is to serve you guys and share with you so much about this mission that we have at Hungry for Happiness. Our mission here truly is helping women take their pain and turn it into their purpose to create profitable businesses. And for those of you who have no idea who I am, I'm going to go into a little bit of my story of why this excites me just so much. I feel like right now we're at this place in time right now where we're just so exhausted of trying to use our brains. And especially when we think of like health and wellness, of trying to think our way out of everything. I was a personal trainer for 7 years, and I realized that the industry is set up to make people fail. You know, we are putting band-aids on bullet wounds with externalizing a very internal emotional issue, and it's keeping people stuck and overwhelmed. And we have to realize that at some point in this life, we need to realize that we are energetic, emotional beings, and we need to understand how to play with that energy and move with that energy and understand how to shift it so we can become the creators of our lives and not feeling like everything is happening to us. I struggled so badly with an eating disorder for about 4 years. I called it my diet depression days. For those of you who've listened to my podcast or read my book, you know all about this. But not only was I struggling so bad with my relationship to food and my body, I was hysterically a personal trainer at that time. And so I felt completely out of alignment. I was trying to make myself pretend that I wasn't suffering. You know, here I was like struggling and suffering with my body, with food. Every single day I would wake up and just be like, oh God, I just can't wait to go to bed. You know, like hands up or like, let me know in the chat box. Have you ever had that feeling of like, you wake up and you're like, I have so much anxiety in my body right now. I just don't even think I can look another human in the eye. Whoa. Something just went really loud in my ears. I was like, ah! So that's where I was at that time. I was like, man, everything in my life revolved around food. Everything revolved around this like obsession with the calories in, calories out. And the crazy thing is I was a personal trainer at the time. So I just felt completely out of alignment. And I got to this place in my life where I was like, I'm missing the point. I'm missing the friggin' point. I would look at myself in the mirror and I would see a girl who looked happy on the outside, but inside I felt like I was dying every single day. I was like the queen of wearing the everything is awesome mask. I was the queen at making things look perfect when inside I was feeling like I was crumbling and dying. Hang on, I think I'm getting a message. Sam, live stream to the business page, por favor. I am, guys. Oh, wait, hang on a second. It's still giving me the circle of death. Hang on. I'm going to try that one more time. I'm going to try it one more time. Go on, try it one more time. Okay, hang on. Live on Facebook. We're going to live stream this in the Hungry for Freedom pop-up group. I'm assuming the majority of you guys are in there. So I'm trying to make some magic here. Live stream. Come on, Facebook. You got this. Come on, let's go. Okay, here goes the little roundy circle thing again. I'm gonna let this chill for a second because I'm pretty sure this is gonna work. If not, we can always put the recording in the group, but this is way more cool if we can do this. I'm hitting all the buttons, Cheryl. I don't know. I'm not gonna win any awards for my ability to be technical this evening or for the rest of my life, so let's put that one to bed right now. It worked last time. I don't know what's going on. I'm not sure. I'm getting like the little circly guy. I'm just gonna let that chill for a second. Okay, so yeah, I got to this place where I was just obsessed with food, obsessed with manipulating my body. I was, 20 pounds lighter than I am now and thought that I was completely overweight, which just goes to show that it's just so mental and it's so emotional. And there's people who are struggling, suffering in silence. And the industry, the weight loss industry is literally engineered and designed to keep us overweight and overwhelmed. Give me a hands up or like a yes if you guys see this happening in the world where people are being fed messages that they're not good enough, their bodies aren't good enough, it's not good enough, they have to be a certain size, and we're metabolizing these messages and it's just keeping us overweight, it's keeping us overwhelmed, it's keeping us and when I say overweight, I mean emotionally overweight. Like it is keeping us like leveraged down and feeling so heavy. And because of that conditioning that we have from society and the rest of it, we're putting up barriers to connect with ourselves. We're putting up barriers to connect with our bodies and to actually realize that this body that we have, regardless of the size, what it looks like, is the most incredible piece of technology on the fucking planet. And if we learn how to have a relationship with it, if we learn how to understand its needs, is this an emotional need? Is this a physical need? And we learn to figure all this out, we are going to set ourselves free. But the problem is we keep putting band-aids on bullet wounds with external resources that are keeping us stuck. And so the whole mission of Hungry for Happiness is to reverse the weight loss industry, shift diet culture, not by fighting them and saying what you're doing is wrong, but by finding this new path, this new way of doing things that allows us to really come at it from a place of empowerment, come at it from a place of like discernment, deciding what is best for us, not what society tells me I should be, but what is actually good for me as an individual and you as an individual. Like we have so much power to decide what's good for us, decide what path we want to take in everything, with relationships, with money, with business, with everything. And the more that we connect back into our bodies, the more that we have a relationship with this beautiful vessel, the more we want to treat it with love, the more we want to, feel all of the emotions it has to give us, the more that we want to go out of our way to just spend time with it and not fight it. I wrote a little thing on my Instagram. Actually, for people watching live right now, take a picture of what's going on right now, upload it to the IGs, and tag me, and I will what's that thing called? Re-add to story, all of them. There you go. Stevie's on it. So perfect. Okay. So the intention for tonight, the intention for this call is just to really educate and inspire. I've brought on my incredible, I have a mixture of alumni and a mixture of women who are currently in the program 3 and 2. And then we have the amazing Cheryl, which I know so many people watching have spoken to this woman on the phone. She is an absolute unicorn, also an alumni of the certification program, and also a mentor. Is that the unicorn? Were you like unicorning? You guys, check out this shirt. Can you read it? It says Tacotarian. Like if that's not Sam Skelly in a sweatshirt, I don't know what is. Kristen, where's your taco shirt, girl? I thought we were gonna be twins. Kristen's like, I'll totally wear my taco shirt. So yeah, definitely. I want to bring these ladies on because I think like my intention is for everyone watching this call right now and everyone maybe wondering if the certification program is a fit for you, if it's something that you want to step into. It's not a small decision. It's not like, hey, should we go to the mall today? It's like it's a journey. It's a 400-hour, 10-month journey where you are literally going to uproot your entire life. I don't say that lightly. That's what is actually going to happen. And you get to step into your purpose. You get to step into a career that lights you up and you get to serve the world. Like, I mean, I've been doing this for it feels like my entire life, but 7 years now. And there is literally nothing greater in the universe. I mean, I haven't had babies yet, so maybe that might be better, but I don't know, who knows? There is nothing better than being able to wake up every single day and serve women from your heart and just be you and just get paid to be you and get paid to work on yourself, work on yourself so that you can help the world. And one of the biggest things that I hear from potential people who want to do this program is, I'm not perfect yet. I'm not fixed yet. I'm not there yet. And, to that I say bullshinanery, because no one's perfect. We are also, we are perfect, yet we have dynamics and we have edges and we have things that we get to work through together. And the more that we can commit to doing that for ourselves, the more that we can share that for other people. We can't take people to places we haven't gone. So your mess is part of your message. Your pain is part of your purpose. It's all perfect. And you don't have to be a guru on the top of a mountain hill preaching to people. In fact, that will actually separate you from people. I think one of the big reasons why people choose to work with me is they're like, oh, she gets it. She's been there. She went through that journey, especially when I ran my previous programs. Like I know some of you have been in, either my binge eating retreats or my online group programs when I used to actually help. When I used to do what these girls now do, people won't want to work with you if they don't know that you've been there, right? And so much of your story is what you get to wrap beautifully in a package and deliver to people who need it so much. And we're coming to a place right now where like women are finding their voice, as we know, we see this, right? And the best thing that we can do for women is just like guide them back home and guide them back into their bodies and guide them back into their own power and show people back to their power, show people the path back into who they actually are. It's like, it's beautiful because it's like this remembrance. We're like, wow, I know what this feels like. Who's had that? Let me know in the chat box where you've had a moment where like someone's helped you through something emotional and you're like, oh my God, yes, this is what it feels like to be in my body. This is what it feels like to be true to myself. This is what self-love feels like. And it's that moment. And maybe it's fleeting. You like feel that self-love for like a moment and then it like leaves. Well, our intention is, Danielle says, well, we get a recording of this call. I can already tell I need a replay. Yes, Danielle, you got it. You can have that. Samantha says fork. Yes. What was I just saying? The remembrance thing. We have this like remembrance because we've been there before when we were younger. It's like, we know what it feels like to be fully self-loving. We've just conditioned our way out of that through beliefs, through wounding, through all sorts of things. And so our intent is to stabilize this essence of self-love, because we get to live in this energy all the time if we decide. we just got to show up and do the work. We just got to show up and do the work. And I say a lot is I work hard to make my life really easy. I love living in a beautiful state. I love living in a state of like energy and passion and excitement. But I said this on my Instagram stories today. It's not normal. It's not natural. You know, if you guys are like, oh, wow, Skelly, it's really easy for you. It looks so natural. It's not. I work at this, and it's the best freaking work we could possibly do, because when we're in this place and we're working on ourselves, we set ourselves free in so many other areas. Like I'm just not available for suffering anymore. And I was for the majority of my life. I would wake up and just be addicted to my old stories and be addicted to these identities that didn't serve me and be addicted to the fear and the doubt. Like, I am not going to negotiate with fear anymore. I'm going to show up and do the work so I can live the life that I want to live, so I can serve the women that I want to serve. And like, that's it. That's just a non-negotiable. So that's what I want for everybody. And it's so interesting because if you guys are following me on Instagram, you know that like I think I spend so much of my time just sending you voice notes back and forth, and I just love doing that. By the way, but I'll just like sit there for an hour and just like literally send voice notes to everyone, and fear gets in the way of jumping in and doing this as a role. And these 6 girls had to fight through their own barriers of fear. Like I can remember, I personally took Stevie's call, and there was layers of fear there that she was just like, fuck, I just got to get through now. And like now here she is making more money than she's ever made, you know, in her life. And that's so freaking cool. And that's what we get to do when we say yes to ourselves. That's what we get to do when we say yes to ourselves and say yes to service. I truly, truly, truly believe when we have the right intention, and we are putting that intention towards a positive outcome, we are never going to lose. You know, there's days where I don't know my head from my ass. I don't know what I'm doing, but I know where my intention is, and I know it's for good. And I absolutely know I'm fully supported in doing that. And I think when we have this knowing in our bodies, even though we don't have the how, you know, how am I going to do it? How? We get caught up in the how, and then we trip all over ourselves, and then fear gets in the way, and it doesn't, we're in the same place we were in 5 years from 5 years from now. Do you guys have something in your life where you're like, man, if only I said yes to this 5 years ago? Write in the chat box. Was that for you? And you're like, man, Monica, you're stuck in the how. Yeah, dude, me too. I don't know if you guys know my story, but hired a coach for $3,000 a month when I was making $2,500 a month. Like, who the heck does that? Logically, that makes no sense, right? But my intuition was the first one to the party in that conversation and was like, I'm not going to allow fear. I'm not going to allow fear. So the intention tonight is I'm going to pull up these women, and I just want to share their story. And I just want everyone on this call to learn from them, absorb what they have to say, hear their journey. And we can talk about the fear barriers that they had to jump through in order to be in the positions that they're in now. And so let's do it. You ready, my love? You ready? Kristen's up. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to unmute you. There we go. Are you unmuted? Maybe unmute yourself.
I'm unmuted.
There you go. What's up, sister?
Nothing.
Thank you for being here. I'm so excited.
Thanks for inviting me.
Absolutely. So I want to highlight you and your story because I feel like over the last, you and I worked together in the society, and then you transitioned onto the certification program, and I have just witnessed you and seen you be so courageous with your fear and be so courageous with knowing that there's a next level of you without seeing it and being scared shitless, but you kept moving through. And so I just would love for you to speak to that point of like, what was it in you that allowed you to just be like, I just need to keep moving through, even though you were scared, felt debilitated, and just wanted to throw it all away. Let me take this off.
All right. So it started for me with the investment in myself, because I had never invested so much in myself in my life. And I when I first found your program, my intuition was like, hell yes, we're doing this. And then had the conversation and the money came up, right?
Yeah.
So now all my like beliefs about money and my worth, everything's, you know, sort of boiling up, and I start questioning my decision.
Yeah.
But then, you know, in the moment I said to myself, like, is this worth me ending my suffering? And I was like, yes, so I'm going to do this. And then it didn't stop there in the initial decision, right? Because then towards the end of the society, going into the certification program, I lost my job.
Yeah.
Right. So now I'm unemployed, having to pay for this coaching certification. So you think paying $3,000 for a coach to make $2,500 is crazy. How about paying for a certification when you're not making any money?
Yeah. You're like, oh shit, I just need to lean on the universe for this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. Like, I just trusted so much. And when I wrote the letter to myself about where I saw myself at the end, I knew that I would look back and say that this was the best decision I've ever made. Like, I knew that I would look back and laugh like, oh, and I was worried about spending that. Like, look at what I'm spending now. Like, I know, and I see it now, like just the amount I continue to invest in myself and know that I am so worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an interesting thing when we bet on ourselves to get that ROI, right? It's interesting. I know no matter what investment I make, as long as it's in myself, I can 10x that investment. We are our best investments. I wrote this on my story today too. Like, if you're working, no, I wrote it on a Facebook post. If you're working harder on your business than yourself, you're missing the point. Guys, I want you to write that down. If you're taking notes right now, if you're working harder on your business than you are on yourself, energy is truly, truly, truly everything. And I see people, you know, like miss this point so much, and then they get frustrated and overwhelmed, and then they start to get into hustle mode. We have to be so aware. Where is this energy coming from? What's my motivation? So what you had a shift in this, because you operated from fear, and now you're settling into this place of surrender. So what is it that allowed you to feel into that place of surrender and just like, okay, I'm going to trust, even though I don't know anything of what's going on right now? What was it? What's the mindset?
Well, for as long as I can remember, you were in my ear saying, Kristen, progress is not your business.
Progress is not your business. Write that down. Progress is not your business.
So it was always like, my message was always to just be from you. No matter what I brought up, you're like, just slow down and be. And so, you know, it's just, I think once I stopped worrying about it, honestly, I don't know that I could pinpoint like a moment, but I feel like once I stopped worrying about getting there, because there is no there, I relaxed into it, and that belief in me just grew so much more and more. And as you look for support, I mean, like, I think I see every synchronicity possible, like in a day.
Yeah.
I see birds like flying around me. Like, I see so many messages from the universe that I am supported, and it allows me to just grow this belief inside of me. And I spend all of my time on my energy now, really. Like,
I know, I can tell. I can tell, girl. It's so counterintuitive to what the logical mind is telling us to do, right? It's like our logical mind wants to be like, just force and hustle and go faster and just do more, right? It's like that very masculine driver. Guys, write in the chat box if you have this masculine driver, this go, 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 go. Like, I can do, when I'm in that state, it takes all of me to push through, and my results are like this big. When I am in a aligned state, feeling so fucking powerful, so good, I can do so much with such little effort. it is so much easier to live this way, but we've been so conditioned to believe that this is passive or too feminine or lazy, when it's actually the most responsible thing that we can do. Right?
I actually don't, and you know this, I don't think about my decisions anymore. Just like you. I learned that all I have to do is feel into them. I don't have to control my life. I just, it's a feeling for me. And there's so much less pressure. It's such a lighter way to live than.
Yeah. You guys write this down. This is all we have to be focused on. What's our outcome and what do we want it to feel like? Just let your brain and your body and your energy take you there. But the issue is like so many people don't know what they actually want. And that's a problem. So many people don't know what they want. I was at this conference with Tony Robbins, and this mastermind that I'm in, it's like, you know, I'm the youngest one in there. They're all like older than me and like multi-millionaires, billionaires. And even them, I'm like, so what do you want? Like, what's next? They're like, I don't know. It's like, decide, because it's like, we want to play with the universe. You know, it's like, Cheryl and I talk about this a lot. It's like, we have visions for every single area of our life. What is my vision for my relationship and what do I want there? What's my vision for my business? What's my vision? What's the outcome? And what does it feel like? And I'll tell you, the feeling is more important than the outcome, in the sense of like, I'm not talking about attachment. I'm talking about outcome. So I don't want us to get attached to what it has to look like. Because guess what? The universe is way more abundant and creative than this stupid thing, right? So if I try and plan exactly how it needs to go, it doesn't allow for space to support us. And that's what Kristen's talking about. It's like, when we understand that, like, we can't control, we can create and influence our life, but we can't control. So when I decide to do something that scares the shit out of me, I just ask myself, all right, what is the energy that I feel when I think about making this decision, when I'm completely out of my lack and limitation? And what is the ideal feeling that I want? What is the ideal scenario that I want? And how can I point my focus in that direction so that my brain's like, okay, got it. I'm going over here. I'm going over here. I'm going over here. I'm going over here. Because this monkey mind has a very interesting way of taking us into places that we don't want to be in, because it's unmonitored. So we need to babysit our focus, essentially, and get so dialed with like, where's our energy? Where's our energy? And then from there, it's like, it just becomes a game. It's like, I love that you say that. And I'm so grateful, man. I wish I could show you this call like a year ago. I'd just be like, just you wait, girl, you're going to get there. But for those people, let me know, out of the people watching live right now, who is in the July class? Because I'm just going to say, well, the biggest difference that the Hungry for Happiness certification, what's up, Jillian? The biggest difference that the Hungry for Happiness certification, the biggest difference between us and everyone else is we care about two things massively. We care about the results that our clients get going through the program, and we care about embodiment above everything. This is not the type of certification where I'm going to give you some knowledge and you're going to like keep it up here and then just regurgitate it onto the next client that you see and like hope for the best. That's not what it's about. You are going to be an embodiment of the work. It'll be the biggest personal development journey of your life. That's the biggest difference, because that's what makes a really great coach. Like, I only get better. The better I get as a coach is like the deeper I go within myself. Yeah. And then we have Janelle's here. What's up, Janelle? Jennifer, oh, what's up, guys? Yeah, it's like, and that's just it. And Kristen, I've seen you go on this journey of just like deepening your connection to yourself, deepening your connection to your work. And I'm like so excited to see, like, why don't you share with the women, like, what's your vision? What are you creating? What are you focused on? Your content and everything you've been sharing has been so great lately.
Oh, well, so in my work with Sam, I started meditating. So I've been meditating for about a year and a half. And as I've meditated, I've had so much open up to me. Like I discovered that I'm an empath, and I get visions now very vividly in my meditation. And I can sense like crazy energies. And I believe, I mean, like I'm talking like I had, and this might sound crazy to some of you who aren't there yet, but the other day I was meditating and I had a vision of myself like back in Egyptian times, like that was one of my lives.
So cool.
It's insane. But so I am so surrendered that, and I said this at graduation, like I literally don't know what my life is going to look like in a month from now, but I know that I will be coaching. I believe that this is my path. In my meditation that we did at graduation for where do I see myself a year from now, I saw myself traveling the world, engaging with tribes around the world, being a healer.
So freaking cool. So
but
cool.
This stuff is it's so vivid. And I'm just like, I don't know how it's going to happen, but I'm just trusting that I'm going to be guided on my path.
Yeah. You know, I love this. I love this so much. Thank you for sharing that. I think if I was watching this webinar a couple of years ago, 5 years ago, I would be like, these chicks are crazy. What are they talking about? So if you're watching this right now, you know, everyone has access. Everyone has access. Every single human being on the planet has access to their higher self, has access to deep states of self-love. The only thing is there's so much conditioning blocking our ability to feel it and live from that place. And I so know that every single person has the ability to uncover this. It's not about trying to find yourself. Yeah. This whole idea of like, I'm going to go find myself. It doesn't work like that. It's about uncovering the parts of you that block your ability to be in your essence and committing to that every single day and letting that guide you, you know, like what else am I holding on to? That's not me. What other masks am I perpetuating? What other identities do I have that are not me? And how can I just lovingly let go of all of this garbage and all of this stuff that's like preventing me from just being the most authentic version of myself every single day? Because when we have that level of commitment when we have that level of connection with ourselves, we get to this place where we're like, I'm so good with being me right now. And everything outside of myself is only adding value to what is already whole. We get out of this place of like, I need to search for myself and I need to find another thing to make me feel better. It's like, you don't need anything else. Like one of my big visions as well with Hungry for Happiness is, well, the overarching vision is helping women take their pain into their purpose to create profitable wellness businesses. And deeper than that, it's just like bringing people back home to a place where like, they don't need to constantly reach for external things to stimulate us. Like we can be so stimulated in our own bodies. We can be so stimulated in our hearts. Like there's nowhere else that I would rather be than just like in my body with my eyes closed. Like there's a whole world down there that is so exciting and so beautiful. We just need to give ourselves space to be there. And when we get to that place and we connect into it, we realize that everything that we're trying to reach in the external world is the very feeling that exists when we just let go of everything and just get in our body. And from that place, magic happens. From that place, you get to have everything that you want. You know? So it's just wild. And then you get to live. And then the beautiful thing is like, once you get to this place, you never go back to what it was before. I'm curious, out of the people that are in here right now, who is a health coach, aspiring coach? Maybe you want to do this work in the world. Maybe you thought this was a poker tournament and you're like, who are these people? Like, tell me, tell me. We got some health coaches, aspiring coach, health and fit, aspiring coach, lots of aspiring coaches, health coach, aspiring. I'm a certified health coach, amazing life coach, Reiki. And then, so tell me, you are wanting to add on the Hungry for Happiness certification in addition to what you're doing. Just say like, yes, that's what I'm doing. That's what I want to do. Cool. Yes. Yes. Cool. Love it. Love it. Love it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay. Yeah. So like my big thing is like, if we look at health coaches and wellness coaches, I'm going on a bit of a tangent here, but I'm going to circle back. If we look at health coaches and wellness coaches and personal trainers and anyone who influences people with their health, like my whole thing is like, I just want every single one of those people to go through the Hungry for Happiness certification program so that they can actually create sustainable transformation at the deepest level and actually help their clients. Because you guys are at the forefront of all these eating disorders, all of these emotional issues, all of these body image issues, everything. And what are we trying to do? And I'm saying we, because I was one of them, and you know, Cheryl was a health coach, and the rest of them. It's like we're trying to help with meal plans and exercising. I did that for 7 years. I did that. And I'm like, I'm not actually helping these people until I got into their bodies. And I was like, let's go deeper. Let's see what's available when we go deeper. I love it. I love it. Let me know if that makes sense. If whoever is in alignment with me, with that mission of using emotions and not ignoring the fact that we are emotional beings, give me a yes. Hells yes, yes, with you 100%. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I think we're all in the right room. All right. Sarah says, but does this also cover other areas of coaching? I love this. Guess what, Sarah? It's not about food and body. Ladies, how many times do I talk about food in the curriculum? Maybe 5 minutes out of the 400 hours. It's not about that. But the issue is your clients, the women that you're going to be serving, are tied up on that. They think food's the problem. Food is an innocent bystander. We're just projecting all of our emotional shit onto food and saying like, oh, it's definitely the food. It's not. It's not the food. It's not the food at all. It's what's driving that, which is all emotional. So once we understand the mechanics of the body, once we understand emotions, once we understand how to interact with our pain, once we heal ourselves, we can use that for a variety of different things. We can use that for addiction. We can use that for, gosh, anything. What are you laughing about?
Lena said food only comes up when we talk about that.
Talking about tacos. Yeah, that's right. I got a taco obsession and I'm not afraid to admit it. Yeah, we'll talk about tacos because I love tacos. I just have a ridiculous, I'm packing, right? You guys, I wish you guys could see this ridiculous setup I have here. I'm like, man, I don't want to sit down to do this call. I want to stand up. And I'm like looking around my hotel room trying to get creative. And I'm like, how can I do this? And I took an ironing board on top of a side table and I made a stand-up desk and I'm very proud of it. So that's what's happening over here. But anyways, I was packing and I just realized I was like packing my clothes and like I had like 3 taco shirts and I'm like, this is crazy. Like I just have so much taco stuff, like taco socks, anyway. Yeah. So Sarah, I think your name is Sarah. Sarah, I'm sorry if I butchered that. No, it's Sarah. We talk about food for 5 minutes maybe because it's not about that. Yeah. Yeah. So, my love. So, if you had one message, one final thing to say to the ladies, what would you say? What's your one last little piece of love?
I would say if you feel any sort of nudge or calling to do this, to trust yourself, to do anything, like anything in your life, like your soul is trying to speak to you. And when you listen and really reconnect to who you are, it is going to change your life.
That's so good. That's so good. So true. So true. It's like we complicate being human. There's so much unnecessary suffering. And you know, maybe there's a lot of people on tonight. And, you know, maybe you're at this place in your life where you're just like, man, life fucking sucks. Sorry, guys. I dropped the odd F-bomb here and there. It's just part of my flow. So there you go. For those of you who've never been on a call with me before. It's so revealing when we can have access to know that, like, wow, at any point in time, I have access to my soul. I have access to my higher self. And maybe those words for you right now are like, what's she talking about? So I'll break it down. When you have access to the part of you that feels so light and free, when you have a easy way of getting there in any moment of the day, how would that change your life? If you no longer had to suffer and struggle and just be addicted to this whole idea that it has to be hard, and you allowed life to be easy from now going forward, if you decided right now, okay, I'm not gonna play that game anymore because it's just an illusion. Like, this whole idea that we have to suffer and struggle, it's just an illusion. So when are you going to decide that I'm going to step out of this illusion and I'm going to step into something that feels better, and I'm going to trust the universe to guide me and support me when I don't know where I'm going, but all I get to do right now is trust. Like, I love asking myself the question, like, who do I have to be to make that a reality? Think of like right in the chat box right now, what is something that you're wanting to do in your life right now and it feels just a little scary? Right in the chat box. What is something that you want to do right now, but it feels a little scary? Stevie, create my TV show, start my coaching business, make money with coaching, quit my job. Beautiful. I love helping people quit their jobs. It's like my favorite thing. Relationship change. Michelle, amazing. I love you for saying that. This program, Join Hungry for Happiness. Join Hungry for Happiness, change, expand my coaching business, scale, quit my job. Amazing. If you join the Hungry for Happiness certification program, I'll make you quit your job.
I was going to say, all of these things happen in the program, like literally.
Do you know why?
They really do.
Do you know why? Because I have zero tolerance for witnessing my clients doing shit that they hate. I just hate it. I hate it. Like, when you join the Hungry for Happiness certification program, you're not a client, you just become family. So I set incredibly high standards for you. I don't let you fucking play to those small, stupid standards that you've set for yourself or that other people have maybe set for you, and you're just living in them. It's just no bueno. Yeah, it's like, it's just so sad. You guys, we live for one life. Like, do you guys realize we're not coming back? Like, maybe we'll come back as like puppies one day, but like in this incarnation, in this body, in this life, like, this is all we got. So like, why are we deciding to postpone our happiness? Like, that's honestly what we're doing. You know, it's like indecision is a decision. And I know that's so triggering because I used to hate it when people tell me that. Indecision's a decision. If you're not making a decision, you're making a decision to not follow your dreams, go on the path that you want to be on, extend yourself, understand your edges, you know? So follow what feels good and let the universe take care of the rest, because there's never going to be a better time to do that. And you are always so supported. But in order to have evidence of that support, you have to take action. You can't feel the support of the universe while staying small and structured. You can't do it. You have to break the boxes and feel the edges to be like, okay, you got me. Am I supported? Am I here? We have to do that. We can't live in confinement in our perfect little, caged homes with our stupid little jobs and our stupid little relationships that we know we should get out of, and then trust the universe. The universe shows up when we're like, let me break this box and tear it to pieces and show the universe what I'm made of. Yeah. And that's what all these ladies have done, including everyone else in the program. Okay. I love it. Michelle says, tears, good one. Hey, I love tears. I love tears. You know, it's interesting. I was thinking about this the other day. I was journaling about it. One of my coping mechanisms as a child, because I never liked to see people upset, is I just pretended to be happy all the time. And I just wore that mask of everything is awesome for like my whole life until I realized it a couple years ago. And it's crazy because when I was younger, I worked so hard to make sure people didn't cry. And now my job is literally just making people cry. Like the irony. That's so weird. Oh my God. Nikki, the world needs your uniqueness. This market is not saturated at all. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh no. Okay. I'm just going to take a breather for a second and just talk about the industry as a whole. Can I do that for a second? Okay. This industry is in its infancy, you guys. Like we've not hit critical mass. Now you got her started. Yeah. Once you wind me up, like I'm going to just go till, I mean, you guys are all going to leave tonight and I'm going to be here at like 6 a.m. Amsterdam time, just like still going. Just doesn't end. I don't know. There's no off switch on the Skelly. I just don't know. The coaching industry is at its infancy. We're about to hit critical mass in 3 to 5 years. We need people to show up like you. With the integration of technology and the integration of AI and all this crazy shit that's going to happen, flying cars and all that shenanigans, we are going to be more distance than ever, meaning we're going to need human connection and empathy more than ever. This industry cannot be replaced by technology, you guys. It can't. And so we need people to show up and serve and be there and to support and guide people and help people who are struggling, because the more technology comes in, guess what's going to happen to the rates of depression, anxiety, and suicide? They're going to skyrocket, because what's the best form of healing? Human connection and empathy. This shit's not going anywhere. So like, don't for a second think it's saturated. Like we need more people to step into their power. And I always say this to women who I'm, chatting with on Instagram stories. It's like, I'm not going to beg you to step into your power. Like I know what this program can do for your life, but I also don't need you to join it. I want you to, because I'm like, fuck, we need more people to wake up and serve, but you have to step into that for yourself. Coaching is a 50-50 relationship. I come 50, you come 50, we meet in the middle, and that's where we create magic. Like we can't want this more than you. Cheryl in enrollment, I know this woman's heart and I know how much she cares, and she just wants everyone to just say yes to themselves. But Cheryl can't want it more than you want it. As much as I want to like jump in your house and grab you, and if you live close, I probably would do this. It's weird. I would like throw you into a webinar and just make you do it. Like I wish I could do that for everyone who's even this interested in the certification program. But like, Sarah, yes, you're scared. Dude, I'm scared all the time. I always say like my life feels like a full-time wedgie. I'm scared all the time. 6 months ago, I wrote Tony Robbins a check for $100,000 to coach me for a year. Do you think I was scared? Do you think I had the money? No, I didn't have the money. But guess what? I know if I invest in myself, I'm going to get that times a million, because I get to show up for myself. I get to decide. And I love seeing the version of me that comes to the party when I'm scared. I love that version. It's such a cool version. I'm like, oh, I've never experienced this part of myself before. This is so interesting. This is so cool. And so if you're not pushing your edges and you're not scared, you're only seeing this very limited version of yourself, and you are multidimensional, and there's so many versions of yourself that you get to explore. But you can't explore that when you're living in a box, right? You can't explore that. Yeah. So yeah, Gracie, I'll speak to this as well. In the certification program, I don't even tell you how to be a coach or teach you any of those frameworks until we spent like a solid 2 months working on putting the formula on ourselves and like really going through it layer by layer by layer by layer. And it doesn't stop after 2 months. You continue that, right? You guys are like, some people are like, I'm going to check out after these 2 months and I'm just going to teach people now. It's like, no, that's not the way it works. It's a continual thing, Like I would feel out of integrity right now being here and coaching you guys and holding the space for you if I wasn't committed to my work. Like confidence comes from integrity. Like I feel so in integrity because behind the scenes, all I'm doing is preparing for things like this. That's where the confidence comes from. The confidence doesn't come from me being the best coach in the world, because I'm not. I'm pretty good, but I'm not the best in the world. Like my confidence, and these girls, their confidence comes from the fact that like behind the scenes before they're in session, they're not getting prepared to put the coach hat on. They're just the embodiment of it. So you just literally get paid to just be yourself and share your story and show up. Say in the chat box if that sounds like fun. Say, Heck to the yes. Heck to the yes. Yeah, I love it. Living a dream. Living on a, oh, that's prayer. Never mind. Living on a prayer. Take my hand. If anyone has questions, by the way, pop the questions in before we go to the next panelist. Pop your questions in if you have any questions. Crystal, my love, thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. I love you. I'm so grateful that you're here.
I love you too.
And she's part of this community, so she ain't going anywhere. That's the thing as well, is when you join Hungry for Happiness, you just don't leave. This is not the type of program where you like take your coaching certification and then you're like, okay, that was great. We'll see you guys later. It's like, no, we have this energy and this mission and we're doing this together. Like my mission is Kristen's mission, is Stevie's mission, is all these girls' mission. And we're doing this together. It's not about, it's not like, hey, here's your certification, go have fun. It's like, let's stay together. Let's support each other. Okay. For those people who are like, Cheryl, do you want to just pop the link to the sales page just in the chat box so people can click onto it if they want to head over there? Thanks, my love. Thanks, my love. All right. Cheryl, do you want me to answer that question for you? The business, you're muted, babe. Oh wait, I can't hear you, darling. No, maybe try and play your headphones. Oh yeah, I got you now.
But I'll take them out. Monique asked it, and it got lost in the scroll. So
okay, cool. I see a lot of health coaches shift into business coaches. Why do you think that is? Because it makes me think that health coaching isn't lucrative business. Health coaching is an incredibly lucrative business. I don't know. Ask them. I mean, there's so much more juice in health coaching than business coaching. Trust me, I was just at a 6-day business conference. I couldn't teach that shit. This soul work, like love work, body work, it's just way better. And if you are an excellent coach, you can make bank. Some of my girlfriends make $600,000 to $700,000 a year in a one-to-one practice. One-to-one practice. And by the way, that is what I encourage everyone to do as soon as they get out of the gate. Why? Because you can charge $1,000. Stevie, how much are you charging now for a client? $1,000 a month. Right when you graduate, $1,000 a month. You have 10 clients, you're making $10K a month. You guys, that's so simple. Why don't we just do things that are simple? I think a lot of times people cop out and they go into business coaching because they think it's more lucrative, but it's actually draining, and then they're going to go back to health coaching. That would be my guess if I was to take a guess. Tasky _93. Great name. Great handle, by the way. Would you consider yourself a health coach? I get so hung up on the title. Yeah, I mean, I would say create the title that feels best for you. Food and body coach, food emotionality coach, food freedom coach, body health coach, whatever feels best for you. I think don't get caught up in that. I know a lot of people doing the program, and these girls probably saw that as we went through that, that sort of like niching part of the program, but you get to create it in a way that feels most authentic to you. Okay. Beautiful. Alrighty, let's do this. Who's up next? Yeah, the Facebook streaming situation didn't work, my loves. Brielle, you're up.
Hi.
All right, this magical woman. Thank you for being here. Is your hair lighter? It looks blonder.
Yeah.
Did you that?
Uh-huh.
Oh, it looks great. Okay, so you are somebody who did not work with me previously. So our first experience working together was in the certification program. And what I saw from you from day one was like this extreme passion, this extreme excitement, and you had so much uncertainty and you let both be there. Right? Yeah. You had like this, like, I'm so passionate. I know I'm supposed to do this and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So can we start at that piece and can you just like speak to that a little bit? Because I know there's a ton of people who are in that position right now.
Yeah, totally. So my passion and my excitement came from my struggle and my experience and my story. So I had a 12-year struggle with bulimia. And I always knew in the back of my head, I was a teacher while this struggle was going on. And I always knew in the back of my mind that one day when I was recovered, I was going to help women recover the same way that I recovered. And I knew I always had that passion and that desire. And I started getting into recovery like 3 years ago. I didn't know the right place to look, like where to find what I was looking for. And I moved to Colombia, South America. I met a girl there and she had been through the society, Kimber, and she introduced me to Hungry for Happiness, and I started following all your stuff. And I got so excited and so passionate because I was like, this is exactly what I've been looking for. And the opportunity just fell into my lap. And it was like, there's no way I can pass this up. Like, this is absolutely like what I'm supposed to be doing and what I've been looking for.
So cool. So cool. So let's go back into the struggle with food. What was it that kept you in that 12-year battle?
That's a great question. Looking back, I can see that I was very numb to everything, and I didn't want to face a lot of my stuff. I didn't want to face my emotions. I didn't want to face sexual assault that I had been through. I didn't want to face childhood wounds. I didn't want to face going to jail. I didn't want to there was like a number of like huge stories and like things that like I didn't want to look at. So I just like continued to like numb them out and numb out all the pain. And I guess wasn't ready to go there. I guess I was on my journey and my path, and I tried to do it for other people. I tried to do it for my mom. Like I tried to go to therapy for my ex-boyfriend. I tried, I tried doing it for all the other people, and that shit never worked. Like that never stuck. It had to be me finally getting to a place where, honestly, it started with community. It started with being surrounded by a group of women that I first like felt like I could trust and like open myself up to and like feel accepted for like the first time in my life. And I had that community when I moved up to the DC area. And that's like kind of what started down my path of just having like a supportive network of sisters, which you also get in this program. So I've found that like since I had that supportive community, like my communities have only gotten more and more support.
Yeah.
And it starts with that and just being ready myself.
There is such power in community and sisterhood. I want you guys to write in the chat box if sisterhood and community is something that you are craving in your life and maybe just feeling, a little bit like lost with it. Big time. Definitely. Yeah. We like, especially women, like we are so designed to connect. We are so designed to collaborate. And there's so much healing that comes from just a simple conversation of being like, I feel you. I see you. I know what you're going through. I understand. Like those words are just so incredibly healing. And I think, we don't realize that like our power as coaches is our ability to just be with people and just be with them one-to-one and just go like, I love you. Like that is so healing. Like think about how like connected we are to like our phones and our computer. And like, do you guys ever feel like it's just hard to have someone's like presence and attention? And when we get it, we're like, oh my God, that feels just like so great. That is what you get to do for other women around the world. And the beautiful thing is when you do that for other people, guess what? You yourself begins to heal. You yourself begins to thrive off of that connection. And your body and your soul and your mind and your heart is resourced from helping people. Community is everything. We crave it. We desire it. We want it so badly. And we're also starved from it because we feel this fear with connecting with women, especially. And a lot of women in their past have had like really gnarly issues with women, like not being able to trust them and being stabbed in the back and all that kind of stuff. And I think what's beautiful about this program and the community that we get to cultivate is like, we're rewriting our story around being supported. We're rewriting our story about sisterhood and connection.
Yeah. I like this program was amazing for community and connection. And I talked with a lot of the girls at graduation and I was like, look, I feel closer with you. Like I've only known you like on an online presence. And I feel closer and more connected and more intimate with you than I do like some of my best friends of like 7 or 8 years.
Crazy, right?
Because the amount of vulnerability.
Yeah. Like connection it's not like a time thing. You know, do you guys ever feel that like you can meet someone and like, you're like, wow, I just like love you right away. Like I feel connected to you right away. And you haven't spent years with them. And then you have those people in your life for like 10 years. You're like, man, I don't even think you know me very well. And it's not about the time that we spend with people. It's about our ability to connect, our ability to be intimate. But here's the difference. When we're willing to connect with ourselves and have depth and intimacy with ourselves, we can then have that with other people. We can't go deeper than what we're willing to go within ourselves. And that's the beautiful thing. And this program, this 10-month journey, like allows us to just go on that path of like exploring that in a safe container. Because everything goes, like you will hear everything. If you think you're weird and have, demons in the closet, girl, you're not weird. Right? It's like, we're also human going through this human experience, but then pretending like our shit's on lock and it's all shiny. I always say like, we're just shining turds. We're just shining turds. That's what we're trying to do. Let's let our turdiness come out a little bit, let's like, oh, I got shit. You got shit. We both got shit. Oh, crazy. We're human, and we've been damaged and wounded and all this kind of stuff growing up. And we've had shit for parents sometimes. And we've had like crap happen to us, but that does not define us. Do not be defined by your social conditioning. Do not be defined by the people who treated you like a bag of balls. Do not be defined by that stuff. Learn that you have the ability to redefine what it means to be you. And we get to choose this and do this. And you've done a beautiful job of this. And you are just like so ridiculously committed to your growth and so ridiculously committed to your transformation and your path. And just like seeing you support other women now on the other side of that is just so beautiful. Yeah. What does it feel like for you?
Honestly, I think I'm so committed to my growth because like, as I grow and as I progress, I see the incredible difference it makes in my life and in my relationships, like with my partner, with my friends, with my family. And I feel like the better it gets, and like the more I grow, like the better it gets. And I have just gotten to this place of being like comfortable, being uncomfortable. And I realized that like things are happening for me, even when they feel uncomfortable. And, I've had a couple of things. I'm like temporarily living with my parents right now. So like more things have come up there for me to work through and more mother wounding conversations. But like the difference is now I have the tools to like do all those things and embody like the work. And it's not like I'm good. No, like I have all the tools now and I'm like crazy.
Yeah. We think we're like really evolved and then we go hang out with our family and we're like, oh shit. We're like, oh, maybe I'm not as far along as I thought, but it's like, it's incredible because it shows us, here's the thing, right? It's like our family and like everyone and anything in the world always shows us what we need to love deeper, right? What we need to love deeper. And so like, we can just use those triggers and we can use all that stuff. And it's just such good data. Like, oh shit, I'm triggered right now. What am I denying in myself? What am I not loving? What is going on right now for me to experience this feeling? Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, in terms of like with helping people, like I'm coaching 2 women right now. And so like to the people that are saying like and questioning, like, I need help too. Like, can I do this? Can I coach? It's like, no, like I'm still healing. Like I'm going to be healing my whole life. And like stuff still comes up. And the beautiful thing about coaching, I feel like it was kind of like this with teaching too, but the beautiful thing about coaching is the people that I'm coaching are such a mirror to me, and I'm learning from them, and I'm seeing where I need to go deeper into like more things as well. And the stuff still comes up. Like I still have worthiness stuff coming up. I'm getting married in a little over 2 weeks. And I wrote a post about it today, and it's like, I'm freaking out about it because my inner child's feeling like I have to be seen in front of everyone. And there's still worthiness stuff around there. So it's more work for me to go.
And it's beautiful because it's like, you have the awareness. You're like, oh, this is coming up. This is worthiness stuff. And now I have the exact set of tools to be able to work through this.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then it just makes you so dang relatable as well when you're helping clients. Like, oh yeah, this came up for me. And I felt unworthy in this area. Okay, cool. I'm going to now use this tool to be able to shift that and transform that. And then I'm going to teach my clients to do the same.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So
I've been
good
clients on mother wounding and like also telling them like what I'm doing in my mother wounding. So it's like, yeah, I don't just like talk the talk. Like I'm literally walking right there with them.
So good. So good. So good. I love this. Stevie and Carrie, you guys switching? No.
I just had to go at 6, so I didn't know if you wanted to switch.
We got lots of time. We got tons of time. No, I can hit you out. Yeah, I can do you first. I can do you first. Okay. Do we need a little shake break? Shake break, shake break, shake break, shake break. Maybe we should bust out some breath work. Write in the chat box if you've done breath work with me before or tried the audio. That shit's wild, yo. I was doing that today. I was like, what is this? This is crazy. All right. Let's do this. I took this from the hotel gym. I don't think you're actually supposed to drink out of this. I think they had like little cups. I was like, I'm just going to take the whole thing. All right. So next up to bat. By the way, can someone put the link to the sales page? By the way, everyone, Cheryl, thanks. Can you put the link down there? Thanks, girlfriend. By the way, everyone who shows up tonight, if you apply today, we're going to give you $1,000 off the certification program. Whoa, snap. Saving some money so we can buy some tacos. So we will be taking off $1,000 of the Hungry for Happiness certification if you apply because you're on this webinar. As these girls know, I love women who just take action and just go like, boom, I'm not going to listen to my fear. I'm just going to go and do it. So as you're listening to this call, fill the application form as you're listening to this call, submit it tonight. We're half full for July. We're going to fill up. So fill your application form, get on a call with us, and you can have a G off. And also we have extremely flexible payment plans. So we make money and not an issue. Yeah. Okay. Let's go.
Do it.
Do it. I dare you. And we have no fun at all in the certification program, by the way.
No, never.
No, never. There's never dance parties and there's never jokes about inappropriate things. Ever. Sarah says, "Eck, I'm scared again." Guys, what should we say to Sarah? Give her some support.
Don't listen to your fear.
Fear is expensive. Feel the fear and do it anyway. That's a book I read. Fear is your friend. I love it. Yeah. Sarah, how can you use that fear? How can you use that fear? How do we sign up if we've always had our interview and application? I don't know if I understand that question. How do we sign up if we've always had our interview and application already? How do we sign up if we've already had our interview and application? Talk to Cheryl. She'll hook you up. She's my enrollment queen. Okay. Cheryl says, if it's you, Courtney, just message me. Fear is an invitation to explore. Jillian, I love you. Jillian, I think I was messaging with you on Instagram yesterday, and you were scared shitless before you talked to Cheryl, I believe, or did you talk to, I think you talked to Courtney, and now she's in. So like, yes. So Jillian, maybe you can support Sarah. Beautiful. Okay, cool. Let's do this. All right. So Miss Stevie writes, this incredible unicorn of a woman. I actually randomly took her sales call, which I haven't done sales in years, but I took her sales call and we chatted and I was like, you're doing this program. And she's like, I don't have the money. I was like, I don't care. You're doing it. And there was something.
No, I was like, don't tell me how to live my life.
There was something in me that I was like, you have to be in this program. Like, I don't care. I'm mentoring you and I don't care. And I'm so glad that because a lot of times I'm like, if someone doesn't want to do it, like I'm like, it's going to drastically affect their life, but it's not going to affect my life if someone says no. But for some reason, there was something in my intuition that day that I'm like, you need to be in this and do this. And now I can exactly see why in this it's very cool. Thanks, intuition, for making me do that. But
I'm glad you did. I'm so glad you did. I didn't know how much was going to come out of this journey. I couldn't have pictured this. And so, thank you for seeing, holding me to a standard that I didn't know that I was,
You're so
that
welcome.
I myself.
You are so welcome, girl. You are so welcome. It's crazy you are studious. You asked amazing questions. You were curious about everything. And I feel like that's one of the qualities that has kept you thriving and allowing you to grow into the fact that you're crushing it right now and you literally just graduated. How many more months until you feel you just pay back your, have you already made back your investment?
I'm I think $1,000 away.
Yeah.
Really,
you graduated 5 minutes ago. That's the thing is the earning potential of this industry is so large that for anyone who has money fears right now, just don't even go there and entertain that, because you will have a skill set for you to make money as soon as you graduate, like Stevie's doing. So what is your message to the woman who is on the fence, to the woman who was you not so long ago?
I think that when you have, kind of this calling in your heart and you're like, okay, something you look twice, right? And I always kept looking twice, a third time, a fourth time at Hungry for Happiness. And there was something that kept speaking to me about it. And I had to make the decision, as you were holding me kind of to that standard, I had to make a decision that I was going to trust myself, and not only trust myself, but trust the universe and trust that there is this safety net that will always catch will always catch us, and if you play out the worst case scenario, okay, I do it and then I go into debt and then I lose my job, or I have to, but I'm homeless and then I'll die. I'm is that really going to happen? Are you really going to be homeless and die? No, you're not going to be homeless and die. Right. Yeah. And so at some point, I just had to make the decision that I'm trustworthy. I can trust myself. I can do this. And I've said this a million times to you, Sam, but to everyone watching, I think it's important that the coaching strategies and frameworks and tools that we learn aside, that's cool. That's the cherry on top, but feeling that I got from myself and my own heart and my own relationship to myself and self-love and my worthiness, I would pay for that 10 times over, because it's I didn't know that I was going to how much I was going to evolve during the program. I didn't know that. And I wasn't expecting that. And I was coming from the angle of like, oh, this is something I'll be able to get more clients, and I'll be able to do the things, and I'll be able to make money and I wasn't coming from the angle of how much I would be healing myself. And that, like, you can't put a price tag on that. And so, you know, people are saying, like, I read a comment earlier that something was like, I literally do not know how to get the money. I get it, because I did not have the money. I did not have the money. And then I signed up, and it was one of those things where I figured it out. When you want something and you really know that it's in alignment, you get fucking creative.
Yeah.
You get really creative. And I had to get creative, you know, I had to really like, what are ways that I can make this happen? Because when the intention is there, when the vision is there, it's inevitable.
It's about changing your relationship with money, which you did a ton of work on in the program. You guys, it's a requirement. It's just a non-negotiable. Like, I will rip to shreds your money story and make you completely rewrite it, because people have such shitty money stories of lack and limitation. And so did I. I care so much about this because I was so rooted in scarcity and lack and limitation, and I couldn't afford anything. And I went from making $30,000 a year to $300,000 in 12 months. 12 months. Like, I went from a waitress into blowing up my coaching business because I decided, I was like, fuck this. I'm like, I'm not designed for this anymore. And I got ruthless with changing my money story. And that's what set me free. And I will rip your money story to shreds and support you in creating a new one, because you just can't do this business without it. You can't stay in a state of scarcity and not enoughness while you're trying to attract clients into your business. There's no energetic resonance. If I was here on this call tonight, coming from a place of scarcity, being like, I hope people join up in my coaching program, you guys would feel that. You guys would feel that. You know, people want to work with energy that feels abundant and flowy and exciting and just like moving. And you know, who knows the feeling of being sold something? Right in the chat box. Who knows the feeling of being sold something when the other person is like, shit, I got to pay rent this month? Who knows that feeling? Right in the chat box. You know it. You can feel it. It's just, it does not feel good. It doesn't feel inviting. It doesn't feel exciting. So let's walk through like the before and after of your money story, Stevie. What was the story before that was keeping you distant from achieving abundance and wealth?
It was that there's not enough, but not just like not enough money, that there's not enough resources, that I'm not enough, and I actually really want to speak to Patricia's comment because I had this exact belief. So I'm so happy you asked it, Patricia. It says, I have a limiting belief around how many people can pay $1,000 per month. Can you speak to that? I had that exact belief. I was like, who is
you had that? So I remember.
Who is going to pay $1,000 a month? Where am I going to find the people who are going to pay $1,000 a month? Like, who? No, they don't exist, you know? But then I was like, wait a second. That is literally like, I'm the example of why that is not true, because I am paying $1,000 a month, you know, or something similar to be in this program. I decided that I will invest in myself. I decided that I'm going to pay for the thing that I know is going to bring me healing and involvement and, you know, all of that. They exist. I'm telling you, I have clients who make a lot of money, and I have college students. Who are like, I will figure it out. You know, and it's the $1,000 a month is it's no thing when it ain't no thing.
It ain't no thing, chicken wing.
When people have and when they see your value, and like, if you don't feel, just like to kind of caveat from that point, if you don't know or feel your value yet, that is what this program does. Is like, not only are you learning about your innate worth, that how your worth it was given to you the moment you were born. You don't have to work for it. You don't have to prove yourself. You don't have to achieve. You don't have to grind. You don't have to hustle. But also there's that. But then also the piece of like, you're going to be learning so much content and so many frameworks and real tools and strategies of how to help someone. So you are going to be so valuable and life-changing and going to really create or facilitate a transformative experience for someone, because you're going to have the tools to do so. So if that's one of your fears, like, just kibosh that, because it's not a thing. Like, there are people who need help. There are people who need healing. And man, I was saying earlier, like, I'm getting ready to raise my rates. I've been graduated less than 3 months, and I'm getting ready to raise my rates because it doesn't feel in alignment. Like, anyways. No.
I love that. Yeah. And it's like the more work you do on yourself, and the more you're like, wow, I can hold space at this $1,000 rate, until you're like, I always noticed in my body when I felt like the energetic like difference. I'm like, oh wow, I'm charging, because I started off at $497, and I had like a full book of clients, and I can remember like thinking to myself 5 minutes before I would have the call, I'm like, this doesn't feel right. I don't feel like I want to do this. And then I doubled my rate, tripled my rates, and now they're just a stupid amount of money. But it's like, when we're so committed and we're mastering our craft, we can charge those prices. And guess what, guys? There will always be people that can pay your rate. There'll always be people that can pay your rate. It's like, what pond are we going to fish in? Like, Stevie, I feel like for you, like, given the sort of direction that you want to go, you're going to be coaching people in LA, very like probably celebrities in LA. And guess what? Guess how much money you can charge then? 20, like, ridiculous amounts, because it is endless. And it's like, we're not putting band-aids on bullet wounds. We're not giving people meal plans. We are literally uprooting and shifting people's entire life. Like, that is the most valuable thing that we can do for people. There's nothing else of more value. So when we communicate that effectively to people, and we show them what we can do, and we stand behind it, you get to charge what you want to charge.
And they also just like, they feel like on a consultation call, they feel how much you care, you know, because the money is like, it's an exchange of energy. They're going to give me their energy in the form of money, and I'm going to give them my energy in the form of love and guidance and holding their hand and offering perspective and things like that. And, it's like, it's an energetic exchange, you know. They feel how much I care and how much I love them already, like in the consultation call, and how much I, just like how you did with me and with all of us, like how you see us in our highest, most divine self, and then you hold us to that standard. I see that every single consultation call. Yeah. Like, my job as a coach is to see you as your highest, most divine self, and I will hold you to that standard. And sometimes I'm tender and loving, and sometimes I'm going to kick you in the ass.
Yeah, exactly. What do you prefer, the tender loving or the ass kicking?
I like the ass kicking. Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Oh my God. I saw Tony Robbins just like go for it yesterday. I was like, you're an ass kicker. You're an ass kicker, coach.
Yeah.
I love ass kicks, just like, packaged in a little bit of love, there you go.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just so interesting when we can really understand that our higher self, like the highest version of ourselves, it's like that is existing right now. And because I've literally coached tens of thousands of people now, I can like look at someone and go, oh, like I see exactly their highest self. Like, that's obvious to me. And then I see what they're operating at. And like, my job is just like matching potential with reality. Just being like, let me just like show you like the shitstorm that you're stuck in right now, so that we can like all up level together. And that for me is just so fun. I feel like an energetic architect, I'm like, let me just like get you out of this like struggle and mess that you're in right now, because it's just so not you. And you guys can feel that, right? The people who are watching live right now, it's like, what it feels like to know that you're out of alignment. What it feels like to feel like stuck and depleted and overwhelmed and like frustrated and all that kind of stuff. What that feels like, and it's such a shitty feeling. And the only thing holding you back is the voice telling you like, really, girl, are we going to do that? Like, what if this, what if this, what if this? Here's something that my coach Shannon Graham taught me years ago. He said, if we're going to play, he's sweet, isn't he? If we're going to play the what if game, play it from the other side of the fucking fence. Rather than going like, what if I fail? What if I lose all my money? What if I can't find the money? What if this? What if this? What if this? What if I go through this program? I become the best version of myself. I serve loads of women and I am handsomely rewarded. What if that? What if I go through this program and I make my investment back right away and then I just get to serve and quit my job? What if I get to be at home with my kids because I'm now making money? Like, all this is so ridiculously possible, especially that we live in this age of technology. We have the ability to do this. Like, you guys, Brielle quit her job. I just love it when people quit their jobs. Like, stop doing shit that you hate. We can do this from anywhere in the world. Look at me. It's 2:30 in the morning. I'm so excited. It's literally 2:30 in the morning. I'm in Amsterdam because I can do this. I can take my work wherever I go, and so can you. So can you. So it's really about understanding that, like, if you have the heart to serve, you also have the tools to be able to make it a reality. Yes. You have the ability to do that, and you get to explore and you get to find that ability. You found your ability.
Yeah. It was honestly, like, it was such a transformative year. And for the girls or everyone's watching right now, like, I'm one of the mentors in the program now. And it's so cool to have gone through it and then watch other people, like, have their breakthroughs and have these up levels and have these aha moments. And now we're, like, getting into, like, they're really starting to coach real people. And I'm, like, watching them create businesses and create confidence as a coach in, like, what they offer, you know? And I was like, I was just there, and we were all of us are just there. And now, like, they're going through it. And it's such a humbling and honor to watch them thing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting, right? It's like, I always tell my women, the certification program, like, I'm not miles ahead of you. I'm a few steps ahead of you because I've just been in the game longer than you. And you are all going to be in this position. Maybe not running a certification program, because let's be honest, not very few people are going to want to do that undertaking, but, like, serve in this way. And, you know, the girls that you're mentoring right now you're just a few steps ahead of them, you know, and it's beautiful.
So much.
What's that?
They're teaching me so much.
Oh yeah.
And like what Brielle was saying, I think this Brielle was like, Brielle, like, she was saying, you know, I'm still healing. And then I'll say something to someone, and it's just as much my medicine as it is, you know.
Yeah. You guys, write this down. Coaching is medicine. It's like, when we show up and we serve and we coach, we are serving ourselves because we're helping other people. We are designed to connect. We are designed for this. You are not designed to go work at a corporate job and hate your life and have the Sunday scaries Sunday night when you're like, I don't want to go to work. And then, like, clock watch till 5. Like, no, like, you are a brilliant, incredible human, and you do not stop doing that. You are designed for so much more. And if you're on this call or you're watching the recording, like, there's a reason why you're here. It's not for shits and giggles. It's not a fucking coincidence. There's something in you that's deeper that needs to be unearthed and let out into the world. And I know you can feel it, and it gets to be expressed within you now, because it's your body's like, okay, enough's enough. I don't need any more signs. Guys, if you're looking for a sign, you being here watching this is probably it, right? I don't think we need any more. You looking for a sign is a sign that you should probably do something differently. Yeah. You guys are going to look back. The women who are starting in July, I'm so excited. I don't know a lot of you. A few of us have exchanged some conversations on Instagram, but I'm just so excited to dive in with you and to serve you and to help you. And it's such a fun journey. Stevie, what's your vision? What are you creating in the world? What's going on now?
My vision is, I really want a personal development TV show. And, you know, I've told you about it a million times, but I have this vision for a show on Netflix that's kind of like The Talk or The View, kind of like a panel of women, but we're having really important conscious conversations. We're interviewing, Marianne Williamson and like amazing people, and we're getting our vagina steamed, and we're doing pole dancing and all the things. It's like BuzzFeed meets Oprah, I see that. And I know I'm going to coach forever for sure in some capacity. And I feel that everything that I'm learning right now and the business that I'm building is giving me all the tools to kind of help a larger audience. So that's my vision.
Dude, that's so good. That's so good. All that stuff's going to happen. All that stuff's going to happen. I see it so clearly for you.
Someone says Googling steaming vagina right now.
You guys,
that one will be fine.
We have the weirdest conversations. At graduation, Carrie was like reading people's toes and telling them their future. Like, it got weird. I brought my boyfriend. He's like, what's going on with your community? It's, you know what? It's just apparently a steaming vagina is in right now. I can't say I've had the pleasure of having the experience.
Great.
Carrie, you have.
It's great.
Carrie's like, I'll be doing a live demonstration tonight. And she's like, I'm not going to talk about what I was going to talk about.
Let me just move the camera 1 second.
Yeah. Could you imagine with hundreds of people on this call? She just like starts doing that.
But guys, seriously, if you have there's so many of you on here right now who are like, I want to do it. I want it. Trust that. Like, trust that inner knowing. Trust like that nudge. Trust the pull. You're not gonna know how you're gonna do it, and that's okay. Just like pull the trigger, surrender, and trust yourself that you will be able to figure this shit out, because you can. None of us were in any of a different situation than you guys are, and we figured it out. And it's so worth it. It's so worth it. I'm a completely different person than when I was like a year ago, and that has a lot to do with this program. So
thanks, girl. Yay. Thanks, babe. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, it's again, I think one of my biggest like excitements right now is just like exploring, like, when I do lean into my fear and I say yes to myself, like who shows up to the party when that happens. Do you guys have those days where you're like, how am I gonna show up in this situation, and how am I gonna show up in this situation? Yeah, I'm gonna pop the link below. I know it keeps getting lost in the scroll, but go there, fill out the application form. Just let us know you were on this call so we can honor your incentive. And you'll be talking to the amazing Cheryl. Why don't you unmute yourself and say holler? Because a lot of the girls that already know you, because they probably had calls with you.
There was a can I speak to one question that there was?
Yeah, do whatever you want.
Because I do anyway. That's what someone said to me at my retreat. At my retreat in April, can I say something? You will anyway.
You already are.
Ding! Side sass. There was a question about, I want to do this, but there's finances. I have kids and a mortgage and all that kind of stuff. And so, right, can we speak to that? So I do have 3 kids, a husband, and a mortgage. Didn't have the money to invest in this. And there are conversations that I have with my husband, who is here, who I said that he needs to do his testimonial. And he says, but Cheryl, I don't talk like you. And I'm like, babe, you don't need to talk like me. You need to tell me, what do you need to say? You need to say, you don't talk about food all the time. You don't talk about cheat meals. You don't talk about how much you hate your body. You don't talk about how much do I look fat in this? And you don't perseverate around food and how unhappy you are. You are just different. You are light. You are, and what difference does this make when we embody the work? He says to me, like, can you just surrender? Right? Like, how many husbands do that? So when we think about the investment part, one of the things that I speak to women on the phone about all the time, and so does Courtney, is, do our husbands know about our pain? Or is that something that we've shared? Right? Because when
it gave me the goosebumps.
It gives me the goosebumps because my husband knows. And so he knows that if I feel fat, even though I don't look any different in the mirror, that my whole day is changed. I'm not as present with my kids. I don't honor. I'm emotional because this is freaking emotional stuff. And so I know what this work has done for my life, my relationship with food and body, what it's done with relationship as a mom, that my kids, as much as they're like making a big noise over there, my real life that I have, they know and see the impact that this has had on me with breath work, with nourishing my body, with being able to, like, they get it and they see it and they feel it. So when it comes to the investment part, we make it work. When we think about the money that we invest in other things in our world, the binging, the ice cream, the crap, the gym memberships we went to, we didn't go to, if we really take a look about what we're actually investing in or not investing in and where our money flows, how do we get to flow into our own world and to be able to live the life that we want? And the real life of coaching and the real life of this is, that was me asking my kids to, tone it down a little bit, because that's what this is. Like, that's what this is. This is embodying the work. This is showing up all the time, 24/7, and just knowing, like, what's the investment? The investment is in ourselves and the one and only life and the generation to come, and how present we are as a mom and in the relationship that we're creating with the partner that we have. So do our husbands know? And you get to create that. You get to make that work. And what we focus on expands. I've done so much work on abundance stuff, right? If we focus on the numbers not going up, then the numbers aren't going to go up. But when we focus on what is there and how do we create that and take action from a place of everything that we want, that's really powerful.
Yeah. I used to, thanks for sharing that, babe. That's so powerful, especially I'm not married yet and I don't have kids yet. So I love, because so many of what is it? Like, I'd say like 60% of our clientele is like moms and married, right? Maybe 50-50, something like that. Anyway, so I love that there's, you sort of can share from like a mom's perspective and a wife's perspective. I love how you just said that. It's so powerful. So powerful. And I can remember when I was just so terrified of investing in this coach, and just, I'm like, where am I going to get this money from? Like, I know I have to do this. Like, it's just a non-negotiable. I can't not do this. But I was terrified, and I would wake up every single morning and I would just close my eyes and I would just visualize $500,000 in my bank account. And I would just like feel that feeling of like, okay, actually, let's just do it now. Everyone close their eyes for a moment and take a deep breath. And just relax your shoulders, soften your heart, and just get nice and present in your body. Just honor whatever feeling you have in your body right now. And just silently say to yourself, I love you. Thanks for showing up tonight. Just honor yourself for being here, taking time out of your day to expand your knowledge, expand your insights, to dig into your passion, to figure out if this is perfect for you. Just thank yourself for that. That takes courage. And now I just want you to feel what it feels like in your body to just be so abundant. There's just enough of everything, and not just money. There's enough love. There's enough connection. There's enough food. There's enough everything. What does total enoughness feel like in your body? Just taking a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. You don't need anything else. You have everything. You have everything you need right now. And just take a moment and just visualize so much money in your bank account. What is that number that would make you feel so excited, so alive? Just go ahead and just visualize that number right now. The number where you're like, I don't have to worry about anything. What number is that for you? What is the feeling attached to that? What is the feeling attached to that? If you were to put a feeling to that lightness, that certainty, that clarity, that safety, just tap into those feelings of just being so grounded, so safe, so alive, so connected. What does that feel like for you? Just breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, just relaxing every cell of your body, feeling so connected. Feeling so connected, so at ease. Just allow yourself to settle into this feeling of abundance, of lightness, of possibility, of creativity. You have everything it takes. All you need to do is decide. All you need to do is step up. All you need to do is just choose. And just open up your eyes and say to yourself again, I love you. Isn't it crazy how like our body literally shifts when we say that to ourselves? I love you. It's just like, all right. So one of the things that I did during that time is I just woke up and I'm like, I'm just going to pretend to be the most abundant. Taylor literally crying. It's fine. There you go, Taylor. My job is making people cry. I fulfilled my purpose today. Just to serve and make people cry. But no, in all seriousness, I woke up every single morning and I just visualized that. I'm like, and at this point I was like trying to figure out if like God was a thing or universe was a thing. I was sort of just like kind of caught up in my own shit. And I just focused on that feeling of abundance. I'm like, I'm just going to focus on this feeling. And I'm going to be the lighthouse. If I just feel that energy and feel that abundance and feel that love every single day, and I go out into the world and I just am that, and I'm not trying to find it and I just am that, how many things are going to get attracted to me? All of you guys tonight have an element of that because you would not be here if that wasn't the case. You have that within you already right now. Now we just want to optimize, expand it, express it even more. The better it gets, the better it gets. Who is familiar with those people where you look at them and you're like, man, just good shit happens to those people all the time. It's one thing after the other. It's just all this good stuff, all this stuff. Yeah, it's the law of attraction. And then we see people who just bad shit happens to them constantly. You know, like, oh, they broke their arm and they busted a tire and they lost a kid, or I don't, maybe not losing a kid. That's like pretty intense, but just bad stuff happens to them all the time, right? It's the law of attraction. So if we can settle into that energy and we focus on our energy and focus on being in that essence every single day, we become the lighthouse effect and we bring things to us. Energetic momentum. Caitlin, I love that. That sounds amazing. Goodbye, Jillian. I love you. I can't wait to mentor you. You're epic. And I have loved meeting you so far. All right, you guys, I'm going to pop the link here again to surface that. Again, fill out the application as you're listening to this call. Take massive action now. Fill it out. Even if you're like, I'm going to fill this shit out and I have no idea how this is going to happen. If you're in that place, good. Do that. Because here's the thing, the universe loves action. So if you put your body in action, you're going to realize things are going to start coming into your space, and you're going to realize like, wow, I stood up and I took action even when I didn't know how it was going to work, and it still worked out, and it actually worked out way better than I thought. So if you're in that place where you're like, man, I want to apply, but like, I got all these fears. Just do it. Just go do the thing. Talk to Cheryl, talk to Courtney, talk to the team. We will make it work for you if it is in alignment. We will make, Kathy's hand is raised. Kathy's hand is raised. Okay, Kathy, I'm going to wait till the end. Or actually, Kathy, if you can just type in your question, I can just answer it there. That would be awesome. Okay. Who's up next? Na, 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 na. Carrie! Carrie's up next.
Hello, my love.
What's up, Care Bear?
Hello. That is actually my nickname when I was a little girl.
Are you serious? I think that's the first time I've ever called you that, but it felt right.
You're talking to my inner child. She loves you.
Yay, I love her. So good. If you guys haven't picked up, we do a ton of inner child work in this program. Yes. And if you've never done inner child work, it is actually, screw it. Let's just start there, Carrie. Let's just start there. How has that piece of the curriculum and that piece of the work shifted and changed your life?
it's everything. And when I'm coaching my clients, it's literally it's the second tool that I implement, that I'm letting them know and teaching them, because it's everything. We don't realize that our inner child runs the show. So when we realize our triggers, our protectors, our masks, like all of that is her, like, coming out and letting you know, I'm not happy, things are not good, I don't feel safe, I'm scared, I don't feel loved. And when we can realize that and kind of take her out of us and see her and be able to, like, I see you, what do you need? How can I help you? How can I love you? How can I make you feel safe? It changes everything. Now all of a sudden you're not in that victim mode of poor me, why me, everybody's doing all these horrible things to me. It's now you get to take the power back and be able to give to her what other people didn't when she was younger. Your children, your parents, teachers, religion, whatever it was that caused her trauma, you now get to help her and heal her. So it's everything. And she runs the show for women with eating disorders and disordered eating.
Give me an example of something that's come up in your life recently where you got to resource this part of you. And while you're talking about this, I gotta switch the battery on this light. So what is an example of this that's come up recently?
Literally last night. So that's awesome that you're asking me. I actually, there's some stuff with my mother that is coming up, and it's 100% my inner child. And I was actually talking to my friend who is very much, into the inner child, and she knows how to help me kind of coach through it, because when we're in it ourselves, it's so hard to see it sometimes. So it helps so much. That's why it's so valuable for us to be a coach and be able to help people kind of get out of their mess and see it from a different perspective. But last night, my inner child was so upset. She felt very, very scared. She was afraid of disapproval. And I was thinking my evolved woman was angry about it. And we talk, and Sam talks all about inner child, evolved woman. And what I realized as I was talking to my friend, oh no, that was two different versions of my inner child. She was angry and rebelling, as well as super sad and scared. So it was so beautiful to be able to see that. And then it's like, oh, the evolved Carrie comes in with love. She doesn't get angry. She comes in and she loves and she nurtures her, just like your mother would. If she would have done, the right thing in a situation, she would have just come in and loved you and made you feel safe and protected. So yeah, that was, it's fresh. It's fresh from last night. So, yeah. And what's so beautiful is that I have, it was actually not little Carrie, which there's so many different versions of our inner child. There's 2-year-old, 4-year-old, just different times where we've had something happen to us, not necessarily super traumatic or possibly traumatic. It could have been just something so easily as at 2 years old, your mom left the room and went to go cook dinner, and you as a 2-year-old metabolized trauma as my mom abandoned me. So, it can be very, very serious trauma and just something that we as little children metabolized as something traumatic. But I was actually working with and loving the teenage Carrie. And being with her. So it's so beautiful. I actually have pictures of me, different versions of me, all my different ages around my house, so that I can check in with my inner child and ask her, how are you doing? Are you good today? Are you triggered? Do you feel safe? Do you feel loved? What can I give you?
Yeah. So good. It's interesting. If this word trauma right now in the industry is a bit of a buzzword, a lot of people are talking about trauma. We're all traumatized.
Yeah.
I think when we think about trauma, we're like, oh God, something really, really, really bad must have happened to me. It's not the case. It's to Carrie's point, we are traumatized by various things that happen in our lives. And I'm going to give you an example of a woman who maybe someone said something to her on the childhood, on the school playground, you're fat or you're obese or whatever it is. And that created a trauma on her emotional system. And so she has been creating that story and living from that story and being in that story for her whole life. And like that story of like, I am fat has been like, was a trauma nucleus essentially. And then her life and her identity has been created around that. So it's not the fact that she can't succeed on a diet. It's the fact that there was a trauma that was created at a very, very, very young age. And we need to go back and understand that and unpack it. But the issue with the weight loss industry right now is like, that is happening all over the place. It's rampant. And we're treating it with shakes and pills and diets. Mm-hmm. What do you feel has been your biggest shift in your development, in your personal development over the last 10 months?
I'm a different person. I am, and what's so funny is that I went into it pretty cocky. I thought, you know what, I had bulimia, anorexia, eating, exercise addiction. Like, you know, I pretty much had across the board all the eating disorders, and I like healed myself. You know, I was able to get to a place where I wasn't doing disordered eating anymore. I wasn't tracking macros anymore or sticking a finger down my throat. Like I was like, I'm good. I'm doing this program for my business to be able to go from personal training into more of, you know, emotionality and like helping women in like from the inside. And I'm like, there's really nothing that she's going to teach me that I've already learned.
Yeah.
That like literally on week 1, I was like, oh shit, this is for me. This is for me.
Yeah.
And the whole 10 months, I was blown away every single week. Every week you taught a new tool that I was like, and it was things that it was like, oh, okay, I kind of did that. But it's like you put a label on it and you gave it a package and you're like, here, now this is the way you teach it. And it's like, I didn't have words. I didn't know how to actually teach some of the things that I had done along my healing. I just knew that I had done it and I wanted to help people.
Yeah.
And so everything you taught, then I was able to go, oh, that's amazing. And I was able to kind of fine tune things with myself even more when I thought I was good. Yeah. And it was just, I was extremely humbled in it, thinking, oh my God, like I barely scratched the surface on my healing compared to what I experienced over the 10 months. Yeah. And not only that, so not only was I able to improve and change and evolve into a completely different woman, I now have all these tools that I literally use every single one of them with my clients, every single one, the whole entire program. I'm like, I've signed up for quite a few different coaching programs. And it was mostly for my personal training business. And I wanted to move it to online and realize very quickly, like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to like figure out macros for people. I don't want to do online workout plans. Like that doesn't light me up. So I stopped doing that. But really, when I did those programs, I kind of took bits and pieces of things and didn't really use the whole curriculum that they taught me of how to do my program. Everything in your program. I'm like the whole entire thing. And I'm going back to modules every single week and re-listening to it. Okay, yeah, like even when I feel like I've got the tool, I'll go back to the module. I'm like, something more. Like I learned something more. So it's gold. It literally is gold. I'm like, I don't know what I would do if I like lost the like Phoenix formula, like the, what do we call it? The portal. I don't know what I would do. I would cry. I don't care about losing my house. Like if I lose that, I will be like, oh my God, my life, like might as well end it.
Well, good thing that you have access for life. Yeah, so never have to worry about that.
Right. I know. That's like, it's amazing. So yeah, it's crazy. I knew when I signed up for it. And so kind of going along, we've been talking about the fear of money. So I am a single mom of 3. My oldest she was a senior graduating from high school. So I'm thinking, okay, college, like I've got all these things. And then I've got 2 teenage boys. So, you know, they're in activities, single mom, I have a mortgage. I run my own little personal training business. I'm a one-woman show. And to invest into this program, I was like, I don't know. Like I've got my children. It was so easy for me to go, no, I can't. There's no way. I don't have the money for this. And I don't have a husband to be able to like, kind of like take the fall if this just completely flops. Like, I don't have that. So it was so scary. But I knew that like my soul was like, bitch, if you don't do this, I will slap you. My soul was telling me that. Like it was so clear to me. Even with all the fear, I mean, the fear was strong. It was like, oh my gosh, this is so much money. And on top of it, because I'm this type of person, I signed up also for a school in person that I was going to at the same time. So I was doing two full-time schools. And this program I've paid off. It's already done. I paid it off before I even finished. My other school, I'm going to get the student loan because I just finished that. So that one's going to take a little while to finish, but this, I'm done. The universe provided for me. I had no idea how I was going to pay for it. I knew this, I want to do this so badly for women because it was life-changing for me. If I can give that to other women, like it's everything to me.
Yeah. And it goes back to, thanks for sharing that. And thanks for all those beautiful acknowledgements. I receive that. It makes my heart feel so warm. I love you. It's ridiculous. It's like what I talked about earlier in the call. Like when we have this passion to serve and we have this like desire and we're like, I know I'm meant to do this. And it's aligned with like a positive thing. It's like, you're not going to fail. Like, I feel like life's just a game now. I know where my intentions are. I know that it's always coming from a place of love and service. So I can take the craziest risks because I know I'm supported. And it took me taking smaller risks. Like I'm going to take a $5,000 risk. I'm going to take a $20,000 risk. I'll take a, bigger. But now I'm like, it's just a game now. It's just a game because I know I'm so supported and it's almost like funny. Whereas like a few years ago, it's like, I would be freaking like, I'd be freaking out to spend $100 or like whatever. Like, oh, I'm going to stay at the nicer hotel. It's $100 more. Like, no, I can't do that. And I'm like, this is a game. I get to treat myself and I get to live in this place because I know it's coming back because I'm putting good out into the world. And that's what I want for every single one of my coaches is like, you guys have decided to show up and do this work. You deserve to live in luxury. You deserve to live lives, whatever that means to you, right? That when I say luxury, I don't mean like, private jets and shit. Oh, but if that's your thing, you can totally do that too. My idea of luxury is just feeling so like aligned and comfortable and making the money that allows us to feel free and lit up so that we can serve. Because if we're worried about paying rent, we're not going to be great coaches. That's why we teach you guys a model of like how to attract clients, how to make it so easy. 1,000 clients, I mean, it's not 1,000 clients, that'd be a little crazy. 10 clients paying $1,000 a month, that's 10K a month. Like, that's easy. That's easy.
Yeah.
So, okay. So you're in this beautiful place that like when we look at like the avatar for this program, not everyone has to be a health coach. You can absolutely be an aspiring coach and I'll teach you everything. But there's so many health coaches, personal trainers like yourself that take this curriculum and go in a different direction. So can you just like speak to them and speak to like maybe the frustrations that you had as a personal trainer and you had as a health coach, only doing meal plans and exercise stuff?
Yeah, I have been a personal trainer for over 10 years. And so I watched my clients as I gave them like the cookie cutter bro diets, and they would be on them, they'd lose the weight and they'd complain the whole time, like how hungry they are, but it's like, but they're losing the weight, and then they gained it back always. So then I transitioned eventually into macros and just thought, this is it. Like, this is amazing because they can eat whatever they want. And it was the same exact thing. They still struggled. They complained. They maybe lost weight. And then, if they did, they ended up gaining it back. And it was just so frustrating to watch that. And I was taking it kind of personally because it's like, I'm supposed to be the one that's helping them with this, which I knew like it was all dependent on them, but it's like, I felt like I was setting them up for failure. I realized over time, it was like, this is constantly happening with my clients. And it clicked as I was going through my healing that, and I felt like a huge fraud because here I am with eating disorder and I'm like telling my clients, like, just stick to this meal plan. And so there was a lot of like that kind of stuff that was going along during that time. But then eventually I started doing my healing and realizing, oh my God, we've got it all backwards. It's not about the diet and the food and the body. It's about working from the inside, and the outside will follow. And that's it. Was just like when I got that for myself, I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I can't keep making meal plans, and I can't keep like pushing people to do all these workout routines and you know, giving them like shame in a loving way, but it was shame of like if they didn't follow through with it. It didn't feel in alignment with me anymore. And so that's where I was like, I need something different. I can't keep doing this. And I still train. I'm only doing 2 days a week now. So it's literally down to like nothing. And the universe keeps on like slowly taking clients away. Like, you're done. You're done.
You're done, girl. You're done there.
So, and it is, it's happening soon. Within the next couple of months, I'll be completely closing down my gym. But the only reason why I've kept it going and it feels in alignment for me is because there is so much coaching as far as life coaching while they're training that I'm doing. So I feel like I'm like doing that coaching while they're lifting, and it's so there's no strictness to it. And so then that's why people are leaving, because it's like that's not what they're wanting, and we're not in a vibrational match anymore. I'm a vibrational match to my business now that is fully up and going, and I've done 6 programs now, 3 that I completed, and then that 3 that are going right now with at least 3 to 4 people in every program. So, you know, I've already coached like 20 women. So yeah, it's amazing. So that's growing. And it's just a matter of me just being willing to like let go of the personal training and just trust. So, and I'm getting there because I was full time when I started. I was going 6 days a week, all day long. So this is big for me.
Huge. Congrats, girl. That's amazing. It's amazing. It's like I go back to this outcome thing. Actually, I want everyone to do this exercise. Everyone watching right now, I want you to zoom out a year, like a year today. And what are you doing? What does your business look like? What does your life look like? Just give me a little snapshot of that. You guys can do it too on the call. And I'm just gonna put on a quick little thing. Just chat or just type it in the chat box. What does your life look like 1 year from today? 1 year from today. What's that outcome? How do you feel? What have you created? What have you done? Give me 1 year from today. What does that look like? One year from today. Just type it in the chat box.
Cause you're a sky full of stars. I'm gonna give you my heart.
You've got 2 minutes to do this. 2 minutes.
Cause you're a sky,
Yeah.
you're a sky full of stars.
Yes, girl.
Cause you love
Good job, Sally. Yeah, Bobby. Bobby, I think you just joined the certification program yesterday, right? I think so. Or is that Bonnie? Is it Bonnie? Bobby, I think you applied though. Nice, Shanna. Okay, cool. Oh, Courtney talks to Bobby Smart. Oh, these are so good. Rachel, just create one. If you don't have one, create it. Follow your heart. Don't listen to your mind. Oh, stars. Bringing breath work to my community retreats. Love it. I'm coaching full time, making 10K a month and helping women heal. I own a home, I travel, I'm living my best self. Okay, Lexi, I want to hang out with you. Making 7 digits working from my RV. I want to hang out with you, girl. I want to hang out with you. Making 6 figures, feeling totally free. Nice. Charging my worth with a full clientele waiting list. I'll move to a lake with my husband, speaking, teaching breathwork. Yes. These are amazing. Drinking ayahuasca. Wait, Rachel, come back. Drinking ayahuasca. I love this girl. Doing the surf program so we can hang out. Drinking ayahuasca in a shaman-led ceremony. Paid a deposit of a ton of financial roadblocks. Fuck them. I'm drinking ayahuasca this time next year.
I'm actually doing ayahuasca on Friday and Saturday.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Living peacefully. Living from a place of love and abundance. Amazing. Okay, you guys, this is epic. This is epic. At the end of June, I've coached 10 women into their power. I have successfully hosted my first mindfulness weekend. Mindfulness weekend in Southern Utah, coaching, consulting businesses to create community-driven missions, making triple my salary. Really great. When we are, hang on, I'm gonna put my headphones back in. All right. Okay. When we are so ridiculously focused on the very exact thing that we want, shit happens. I had a vision last year, and I said to myself, I'm going to teach breathwork at UPW, which is Tony Robbins' like big event. The LA one, there was like 15,000 people. And it's coming into fruition. It's not there yet, but give me a year, you guys, and it's happening. What do you want? What's your outcome? 10 clients living in an RV, drinking ayahuasca, moving to a lake with my husband where I can chill, write books, do whatever. Like, whatever you want to do, you get to do. You get to do whatever you want to do. You just need to decide and commit yourself to it. Because if you're like, so many people are floating through life with no intention, no outcome, living in a place of struggle. Even if you put this much intention behind like creating your life, you're going to be far ahead the masses. Now, what if you put your whole body, your whole energy, your whole focus into creating your life? How much shit can happen? See, for those of you guys who are struggling with getting out of your own way, it's because you're not used to doing it. And so it feels like, it feels like sticky, and it feels like, choosing myself. I'm out of my certainty right now. It's like, yeah, because you've never done it before. And the place that I want you to live in, the place that has the most magic, the most juice, the most excitement, is living in uncertainty. Living in uncertainty and feeling so good about it. Like, I'm so grateful to live in uncertainty right now. It feels so amazing. Because I get to play with the universe. I get to co-create with the universe. Give me a heck yes if that makes sense in the chat box. Give me a heck yes. Heck to the yes. All right, Cheryl, do you want to pop the certification link up there again? Again, fill out the application form as you're listening to this call. You get dollar bills off for applying today. You guys can save your money and put it towards, I don't know. What can we buy that's reckless? Heck to the mother effing yes, Shanna says. What's up, girl? Okay. The next contestant. I like how I'm calling you guys contestants. This amazing woman randomly stumbled across my book on Amazon, my first book. I just finished rewriting my second one. Which I'm excited to launch next year, but yeah, it's gonna be fun. And her beautiful soul ended up at one of my retreats. I run retreats up in Canada, and I just like fell in love with her from the moment that I met her, and we got to do some super deep work at that retreat in close to Whistler. And then she did the society, did the certification program, and she's just crushing it and kicking ass. And I just have so much love for you, Jamie. Thank you for being here.
I have so much love for you. I thank God every day for bringing me to, like, that was such a divine intervention, finding your book, and it was like the timing was just so perfect. And then the way everything unfolded, I mean, it was just, you were a gift from God to me. So I'm so happy to be here and share my story with these amazing women so that they can maybe have the same kind of experience, because this chick's amazing. So you can learn so much from her. And she's a freaking blast, if you haven't noticed.
I just like to have fun. I just learn better when I'm laughing and joking.
I do too. It's amazing. It's more fun. It's easier. It's easy.
It's so much easier. Why don't you start by just sharing with the women your journey of the relationship to food and your body, and where you were at and what you were struggling with, and what were some of the key factors in really breaking free and breaking through to where you are now?
Gosh. Okay. So I've actually seen a lot of women. I had typed this in the chat box, is like, I can't see myself coaching because I'm still struggling so much with food myself. Like how do you get there? And I just want to speak to that a little bit, because I was so exactly where you are. When I first met Sam, like I was not, like I was really, really sick, struggling with food, hating my body. I had gone from, battling anorexia for like almost 5 years, but not knowing it. You know, when you're in it, you're like, oh, I'm fine. You know, I don't have a problem. But looking back, like you can see it when you're out of it. I'm actually, I'll explain, like on this vacation, I'm actually in the Outer Banks right now. So you can literally work from anywhere. But I'm in the Outer Banks, and I'm just here with my parents for the first week. And then our whole family comes out the second week for the 4th of July. And for the last like 8 years, I have been miserable here. Last year I was like on my way to healing, because it was, you know, after the society and everything. Actually, I think, yeah, it was after. It was 2 years after I met you. But I was kind of on my way to healing, but I still wasn't like comfortable, and I was still like not really eating. Like I was still trying to diet, you know what I mean? And lose weight. And this year my parents were like, you're just, like last night they literally were saying like, you're seriously a different person. Like we're so glad that you're back. So to tell you, for the women who really feel like there's no way that you can like possibly get out of it. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Because if all of us can do it, like we were all in your shoes. So going back to my story, like I hated everything about my body from the time I was probably like 16. I grew up as a dancer, very, you know, body conscious sport, if you will. Always self-conscious, and I never really knew what was missing for myself. I just always knew that I wasn't happy with myself. So I constantly sought it externally. And after college in 2010, I lost weight. I needed to lose weight, but I got addicted very quickly. And that's how the anorexia snuck in and caught me. I got addicted to weighing myself every like 30 minutes. I got addicted to watching the scale, on the number on the scale drop, controlling my food. And that turned into an exercise addiction. So I was literally working out like 6 hours a day, some days. And then that turned into, because my body was so deprived, binge eating. And then what happened after so many years of me abusing my body, I was emotionally abused by a man, and that triggered my body to go into PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, because of the chronic exposure to stress from myself and from external situations as well that I attracted, because everything is just an external mirror of how we're treating ourselves. So when the PTSD event happened, which I didn't know at the time, my body gained like 60 pounds in less than 3 months. So that's actually when I found you, Sam, is I had gained like 40 of those 60 pounds, and I was like spiraling out of control. I thought about, you know, taking my own life, because my body had become my identity. So when that was taken away, because I was, you know, I was a personal trainer, I was a nutritionist, I was known as being the skinny girl, like, that was taken away from me. And enter Sam and Hungry for Happiness. And we did do a lot of transformative work in that one weekend. And that's kind of when I started to see the light. But there was something in me that flipped, like a switch flipped, maybe 6 months later, after the society, a switch flipped. And I was just like, you know what? I can't. I literally can't diet anymore. I can't treat my body like this anymore because even though I am, nothing's changing. So why not just freaking enjoy life? Because I've been missing out on it for the last like 10 plus years. I wasn't living. So if you're living in that prison of like trying to control your food and like just being constricted and not allowing yourself to go to dinner with your family on vacation, making excuses like, oh, I have this homework. No, you don't. You just want to work out. That's not living. Like you're not living. You're confining yourself and you're limiting yourself and you're telling yourself when I lose weight, then I'll do it. But that never comes because you're still operating from that place of self-hate. So when that flip switched, everything changed. Like weight melted off of me. Like before I could even blink, I was like, holy crap, you know, my body started going back to a healthy size. And I always knew I wanted to coach women in this, but I couldn't really do it until I saw for myself the true light. And the timing and the alignment of starting this program, because I really saw the light like last August. So it's almost been a year. And then the certification program started in January, and I had already done so much healing. And kind of like what Carrie said, you know, you think you've done so much, but then you're like, holy shit, I barely like popped a pimple of like the surface.
I just throw you guys in the deep end. I'm like,
it's so good. It's so good though. It's so good though, because you are able to see, like, if you're willing to go there, it's impossible not to transform. But all you need is like a little bit of willingness, guys, and God will do the rest for you.
Yeah.
He will do the rest for you.
Yeah. It's true. As soon as we're like, I'm ready to do this, like shit will happen. I guarantee everyone watching right now, as soon as you apply, shit's going to happen.
Yeah. Because
the universe is like, oh,
she's serious.
She's serious about this. You know, like action creates inspiration. Like whenever I get into, if ever I'm feeling stagnant about anything in my life, I'm like, I just need to like get into action and just like start moving in this direction. Even if I don't know what I'm doing at all, I'm just going to keep taking action and see how I'm supported. I'm going through that exact same thing right now. I'm in the process of, and I've never done this before, but I'm in the process of building an app for Pause, for our breathwork company. And when I say in the process of building an app, I mean, I'm at like the very, 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 very beginning stages of like trying to figure out how I'm going to raise $20 million. That's a fun game, but I don't know how to do this. I don't know what I'm doing, right? I literally don't know like where I'm going to get the money, how it's all going to work, but I'm just showing up and I'm taking action every single day. And I'm having conversations and I'm like, hey, universe, like this is what I want. I want to create this for the world. And I just keep showing up and taking action. And the universe listens. God listens.
Yeah, you have to ask for it though. You have to ask.
Exactly.
If you don't ask, you'll never get it.
Exactly. And so that again goes back down to this thing that we've been talking about. I'm like trying to find my sweater. I'm a little cool now. The thing that we've been talking about of outcome. Like, what is our outcome? What is our ideal outcome? What do we actually want? What do you guys actually want? Like, I want you to get so clear around that, like either in this call or when you're done, asking yourself, what do I want? And does this program align with my outcome? And if it does, jump in, let's do it, done deal. And if not, that's cool too.
It's a no-brainer. Yeah. I can honestly say doing this program was probably the best decision I think someone else spoke to this that I will have ever made in my life. Like, I feel like I'll be 85 looking back being like, thank God I did that Hungry for Happiness certification program.
And I'll be there beside you, just being like, wasn't it so fun?
Yeah, we'll be like with our canes walking around in wheelchairs.
Oh my God. I hope we all stay together for that long. That's literally
I said that the other day on one of my Instagram stories. I was like, I hope I'm 97 years old and I'm still doing the work and I'm still coaching or teaching the work in some capacity, because
I feel like I will.
I will be. Yeah. I honestly see it. Like I will. You definitely will be, for sure. I feel like you'll be like 107 still doing the work.
I'll be like about to die. Like, one more live seminar, guys, one more podcast. Cause it's so fun for me.
Yeah.
You know, it's so fun. I'm like, wait a second. I get to like help women like step into their power and create businesses and change lives. Yeah. Sign me up for that all day long. I'll do that all day long for the rest of my life.
Yeah. And I think Cheryl actually said this last night on the webinar for the certification, like how fun it is for us to be able to like continue to do the work on ourselves. Like we get excited when there's something to like dig into. Didn't you say that last night? Like, and I was like nodding my head furiously agreeing with you, because it seriously is like when something comes up that's painful, like it hurts, but you're like, ooh, I get to like dig this out and figure out what it is so that it's not that painful anymore. And you have those tools to be able to see, okay, when you're triggered, when you want to binge eat, or when you feel like you want to go like work out for 10 hours, you actually can like feel that, sit with it for a minute and be like, is this really what I'm needing to do right now? Or is there something more? And able to find what it is, and you don't have to act, you can just be. And it's so beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. When we can get triggered around something, or just like, oh, like frustrated, and we can go like, oh, hang on a second. This is an opportunity for me to dig into this. I don't have to be ashamed of this or push it away or project it onto something. I can just like be in this energy of like, whew, I'm so anxious right now. I'm so triggered right now. I'm so whatever right now. What's going on, and how can I be with this emotion even deeper? This week's been an interesting week for me. Like I've woken up every single week, every single day this week with like debilitating anxiety. And I'm like, wow, that's so interesting. Like that it's been a while. It's been a while. And I just would like sit up and do my breath work, do my meditation, and just like marinate in this like feeling of like this energy. And I'm like, this is happening for me. Like this is beautiful. Like now I get to understand like, what is this showing me? And it like the energy like guides you into what we want to heal, and what the lesson is. You know, it's not meant to be suppressed. It's not meant to be ignored. It's not meant to be like, oh, I'm weak, I have anxiety. It's like, no, that's a beautiful information. That's feedback. That's showing us like that's showing us a path that we need to go on.
Yeah, it really is so beautiful.
So what's your vision, girl? Why don't you take a few minutes and like share like what's your
I have so many things. Well, this is just an example of like God providing, and I hope I'm not offending anyone. I say God instead of universe because that's who I talk to. But just know that I'm referring to the person, the thing, the being that created
the being in the sky.
Yeah, that created this universe.
Yeah.
This is just like showing how he provides when you take action, because I have had a lot of fraud syndrome, or fraud, you know what it is, fraud mentality. Like, am I really good enough? Like how am I qualified to teach women and coach women and call myself like a spiritual healer? Like, how am I qualified?
Yeah.
And this last month I was awarded top body image coach of 2019. And when they contacted me, I was like, are you sure you have the right person? Like, and they were like, yeah, like we want to give, and I have like a crystal award and everything. And then the next week I got offered my own radio show on this. So like, if you take action, God will provide it and give you the opportunities that you need to take you where you want to go. So my vision, for a year, I have so many things that I want to do. I definitely want to be a speaker, international speaker. And as long as I'm serving and healing women's pain and the collective pain, I will be happy. I will be so satisfied. And as long as I'm making a living and sustainable, you know, financially free and able to live life on my terms, I will consider it a success. But I see books in my future. I see, you know, one-on-one clients. I do see, like you were saying, who wants to do a certification program? I see that in my future, maybe. You know, and just helping to, because it will spread the mission. My purpose on this earth is to heal the pain that women feel with their bodies, and not just women too. I always say women, but because that's who I relate to, but men have it too. And so if I can find a way to bridge that gap and bring everyone out of the pain that they feel about themselves, like that's my mission. So wherever that journey takes me, I'm all for it. I'm excited to find out. Yeah,
girl. It's so good. It's so interesting. It feels so expansive.
Yeah.
I love it. I just got notified there's been about a whole whack of people who've applied already. I'm going to give the first 10 people who apply, I'll give you guys a 1-to-1 coaching call with me. How about that? Just as another sense. So you get $1,000 off. And you get a 1-to-1 coaching call with me if you apply tonight, right now. What did you say, Cheryl? Cheryl's like, your schedule's nuts. Are you sure about that?
I say like the first 10 to apply and secure your spot and talk through all that shit with Sam, right? Like, this is the thing. It's like we get to just totally step into what we want to create.
Yeah. The first 10 people who secure their spots, I'll chat to you one-on-one. I don't do this with anyone anymore. I literally refuse to do anything. So this is like, yeah, go do it. That's how much I'm like, just get in the door. Just get in the door. Just do it. So the first 10 people to apply and put your deposit down tonight will get $1,000 incentive, and you'll get to have a coaching call with me. Cool? Is that fair? All right, let's do it. Let's do it. You say you're jealous.
Yeah, give me one.
I want one. It's like give them out like hotcakes. You get a coaching session. You get a coaching session.
That's awesome. Seriously, guys, do it just for that. I'm not kidding.
I do tough love around here, so I'll warm you up before I put you into the certification program. All right, cool. All right, my love. Crystal, are you up, girl?
I am.
This little beacon of light and love is currently in a little Hungry for Happiness certification program, and it's just been so interesting seeing you hit roadblocks and move through it. Hit roadblocks and move through it. Like, I feel like your ability to be resilient and keep moving through, even when you are like, this doesn't make sense. I'm not sure where I'm going. I don't get it. Is just like so incredible. And when I think about like the type of women that I love working with, they have this quality, this hunger, this eagerness, this curiosity, this ability to just be like ruthlessly committed to their transformation, again, without knowing what's on the other side of it. And so thank you for being here. I'm so grateful. And you are in the program right now. So it's going to be cool for women to just hear from that side of it, of just being immersed. And so is Jamie, of course. So yeah, welcome.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
So I would love for you just to like share with the women how you have been able to change the relationship you have to just like pain in your body and suffering in your body, and just like that feeling of like you've been doing a lot of work with like anger and moving through stuff like that. So I would just love to hear how you've been able to shift your relationship to pain and anger.
Yeah, so that is crazy to even think about, like how far I came. What I started off with, when I started in January is so different than what it is now. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Cheryl can be like, thank God it's better than last night. So before I was so a disconnected person. I never meditated. I'm not even a health coach. So this is a huge step for me. I knew I had a passion in helping people. But I know I'm very, very just open to learning new things, and especially about my emotions. I had no idea that my emotions and how much I was struggling in my day-to-day life was really connected to my relationship to pain even. I always wanted to take the easy way out of everything. I would control, I would manipulate, I would do anything I possibly could to make sure it was easiest for me. And really it was because I didn't want to feel any pain. And I was a people pleaser. Like I would just do anything to please others. I would do.
Who can relate to that? Right in the chat box, who can relate to that? People.
Yeah. And so when we got to the concept of pain, and we had to work through that it's okay to feel pain, and I'll probably chat a little bit more about anger, because I just remember last fall, I was actually in a Bible study, a Matt Chandler one, and he's like, "You are an angry person," and I was like, oh my God, I'm an angry person. But everybody else from the outside would never, ever, ever think I was an angry person. Yeah. My husband, he could vouch that I was an angry person. And my two kiddos, they could be like, oh yeah, like she can lose her crap quick if you do something, But I never like understood this concept, but I was running so far away from pain and running so far away from feeling anger, really feeling any emotion for that matter. So how I changed the relationship is now I fully accept pain and I fully accept anger. And, it's excited. It's actually an excitement when it happens, which is so weird to even think that. But if I feel pain, then I'm like, this is a really good lesson. So I need to step back, So like when I woke up this morning and I had like extreme anxiety, that was like, oh crap, I have this call. And I felt like this pain. I was like, what's the lesson? And then as far as the anger goes, just to kind of close that loop up a little bit, understanding that anger in itself is a powerful emotion, and it's not an emotion that needs to be like hidden or suppressed, just like any emotion. But I think in today's society, we're also fearful to show anger. And we think that we're a very bad person if we show that. Now, anger is different than aggression. Aggression is not okay. That's like when we take out our anger on somebody else. Mm-hmm. But anger in itself, just like, I'll just tell my husband, like, I'm angry, you know? Mm-hmm. And then we've learned the tools how to properly get rid of this anger. Mm-hmm. And I look at my 3-year-old, and my husband and I just laugh when he expresses his anger, and he's just like, ah, and he just gets it out of there. And then he's good. And yeah. I just told Dan, I was like, I'm going to start doing that. Like, that's just what I need to do. I just need to get it out. But really, though, the transforming and just changing my relationship to pain and to anger and to everything, it's just transformed my life. So I came to the Hungry for Happiness certification knowing I struggled with food, binge eating, craving, always thinking about food. Never to think that my whole entire life would be transformed in every single area.
You are like, your energy just feels like, even from like our first calls, like your energy just feels just like so light and optimistic and just like so much more expressed. Like, I feel like you just like hacked through all these like layers that you've been like holding on to as like the security. You've got you've got a lot of fans in the crowd tonight. A lot of people are really resonating with what you shared.
Well, and I feel so bad, you guys. I have to be on my cell phone because my computer's awful, so I can't even see the chat. I can't type either. So I'm not trying to be an introvert by any means.
No, there's oh my gosh, Crystal, speaking to my soul.
Oh, good.
I love you, Crystal. Oh my gosh, I'm so relating to you. Thank you for sharing. Yeah.
Good.
So yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. It's interesting when we realize that like we are actually the controllers of our emotion. You know, like we can't control anything that's going on in our external world, but we have complete control to shift our anxiety into lightness, to love it into lightness, to understand that like, wow, all I have to do with this sensation right now is love it. All I have to do is be with this. All I have to do is ask it, like, what do you hear? What are you here to teach me? So what was the lesson this morning then? You woke up, you're like, oh shit, I've got this call. All these people are going to be looking at me. What was the story that came up?
Well, I got a lot of stories, and probably it was a good thing we just did the unworthiness chapter, because that's exactly, I was like, I'm not worthy enough to be in this position. And I've told like my coworkers and stuff at work today, I was like, I have no idea why the hell she would ever ask me. Like, I'm like, I read all the other girls' bios and stuff, and I was like, I'm just a small town girl.
I'm just a small town girl.
Just nothing like anyone else. And then I chose to be last. I'm like, oh God, but no. My story truly was, though, like, I find, like, I overcame it. It was weird. I literally couldn't even get out of bed, and that hasn't happened to me, that I've had that sense of worry and anxiety in a really long time. And I guess my story was, though, that I am worthy enough. Like, other people see something in me, and I have stuff to say that I know that will help other people. So I was just like, I show up and I just do it. I've always been one that, although I can see fear, now I understand visceral yes and no, and that really helps me to distinguish what's fear and what's not. And this was just a little bit of fear, being on a Zoom with a crap ton of people and kind of sharing my message.
Yeah. So you 100% are so worthy of being here, and your story is so worthy of being shared, and you are the perfect vessel to help people and to serve people. And I see a certain lightness in you that's like incredible, and a certain determination that is just undeniable. And so I see it, and you are a light, and I just like love mentoring you, and I love serving you. And so that's why you're here. You just so deserve this. And thank you for pushing through your fear and pushing through all of the conversations of unworthiness and showing up and being so ready and available to serve. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, girl. It's so we are meaning making machines, right? So to wrap up what Crystal was just saying, like, we feel a sensation in our body, and then boom, where there's a meaning right away. right? It's like we feel that like anxiety, and then it's like, oh, it's probably because I'm not worthy. It's probably because of this, that, the other. Like, surely they must have made a mistake. Surely they weren't trying, or whatever it is. And when we jump to those stories so quick, we don't give ourselves an opportunity just to feel through the sensation of like our body just being like, I just need you to love me. I just need you to tell me that I'm okay. And like settling into that, we always have a choice. Like as soon as our bodies get activated, we have a choice. Do I choose to make a story around this and be addicted to the struggle? Or do I choose to settle into my body, feel into my emotions, and just let myself just like be and thrive in this feeling? And what's the choice? And we have these choices every single day. And it's so easy to create a negative feedback loop in our body, right? We feel this negative emotion, and then we create a story around it. And then the stories make the emotion even worse. And then the emotion gets worse and the stories get worse. We're so used to doing that. But guess what? It's like we can do the exact same thing on the other side of the fence. We can feel an emotion of anxiety. We can create a beautiful story around it. Oh, this is my inner child just wanting to be loved. This is my body asking me to settle in. And then we settle in and we shift the vibration and we shift the sensations, the story shifts. And then we're on a completely different track. So it's a beautiful way of doing it. What were some of the biggest points of fear that you had to break through to be here and to be in this program and to start serving?
Oh, I would just say probably the feeling that this program like wasn't going to work. Like feeling that I've struggled so many years with these thoughts of food and binge eating and thinking that I had to have sugar and cravings and that I had no willpower, that I just truly doubted the program, to be honest.
Yeah.
But
you're like, I've tried everything.
Well, and I guess I should say I didn't try everything, but I felt as if, I've always had this constant knowledge and stuff, which only made me more anxiety because then I knew so much more, but then I didn't apply it. I really struggled. Like my biggest fear was just like, it's not going to work. And I've invested this amount of money and then I won't be able to coach. And I think what changed everything is I honestly didn't know you. I signed up for like Hungry for Happiness, like not even knowing anything about you. Yeah. Like Cheryl can vouch. I think I listened to you on a podcast and I was like, it was just an answer to a prayer. I'm like, I have to do this. Go ahead, Cheryl.
I remember our call like it was yesterday.
Really?
And then you called back again. And then you're like, and then I think you called back a third time.
Oh yeah. I think it was like a week.
It's like, but what about this? And what about that? And what about my husband needs to know? And what about this? And I'm like, Crystal, like, and you know what? The coolest thing that I think is so amazing about what we do is we care more and we love more and we are open more. And so Courtney and I are there to answer your questions and be there. And we're going to be at graduation with you and we're going to mentor you alongside. So you can't see the chat box when you're like, why me? Why did they pick me? Because I freaked you. Because I see, because you're showing up, you're doing the work, you're embodying the work, and we see you.
And I think that's the biggest thing is like the whole embodiment piece. So overcoming the fear is that I have to put on this mask and be this person and be this coach who I'm really not, because I'm struggling with all of these things. And then realizing, starting the program, now I'm 6 months in and I go back to my fire books. That's our like weekly assignments that we do. And I'm like, holy cow, I changed so much from then. Like, how is that even possible in 6 months? And then it constantly just goes back to like the embodiment of it. And that was like the biggest change. But my biggest fear, which is funny going into it, because I was so fearful, of it not working. And then it quickly came into like this fear of, there's no way I can become a coach to this, to all of a sudden like, okay, no, I've noticed so much change myself. And it's not even about the food. It's about like literally your entire life. That who doesn't need that, and like the type of transformation. And I'm not stating like you're going to become a new person. You always say it's like, no, like we're literally like, we're uncovering all of the mask and all of the stuff to truly find like, who are we underneath all of that stuff?
Totally. Yeah. And it's like, it becomes like fun. When I get triggered, I'm like, oh, here's another part of me that I get to love and uncover an even deeper version of who I am, an even more authentic version of who I am. Because again, yeah, to your point, as you said, it's like, we're not trying to be anyone else. We just want to be more of who we actually are. Like, ladies, that is the most freeing feeling you could possibly ever feel. It's just waking up and getting to be yourself every single day, speaking your truth, asking for what you want, saying yes when you mean yes, and saying no when you mean no, and expressing yourself and just living in alignment and being in alignment. Like, that is literally the greatest gift we could possibly give ourselves. And when we can face our fears and identify these masks and identify our limitations, we get to live in that place. And furthermore, we get to serve from that place. And that is just, it's one of the biggest gifts. It's one of the biggest gifts. It's like, I'm having like this weird, like, out of body experience right now where I'm like, it's crazy because like this started in my bathtub, and now I'm like, holy shit, this is crazy. I have like all of these women around the world serving, doing this mission, attracting other women. Like, and this is just the freaking beginning. Like, this is literally just the beginning. There's like so much growth and so much happening with this mission. And it just goes to show you, like, yes, it's taken me 7 years, 16 hours a day, every single day over the last 7 years of my life creating this, but it just goes to show, now that I'm at that point, I'm like, wow, it is just like growing and expanding, and like seeing people like Crystal move through your limitations at such a fast rate. So you can be like, I'm here to serve. I'm here to make a change. I'm here to show women back home, back into their truth, back into their power. It's just such a beautiful thing. Such a beautiful thing. What's your message for the women watching tonight who is riddled with fear and anxiety, and the place that you were in when you were on those calls with Cheryl?
Yeah, I would just say that you have no idea what you're in store for. Like, you like literally cannot fathom it. And if you're anything like me, you are all up in your crazy mind and just thinking, and just trying to process everything. And you're like not even like feeling. Because had I known back in September when I signed up, a visceral yes and a visceral no, the whole time it was a visceral yes. Just like pause, Cheryl. You can be like, yep, you chose pause a heck of a lot sooner than you chose hunger for happiness. Just because I knew, like, no, like I'll just figure it out. And that's just the thing. Like, it's not about the food. Like, it's just not. Like, you're going to learn so much yourself. But like literally, it's beyond what you can even imagine for your entire life. I'm talking about your relationship with your husband, with your kids, with your coworkers, with your family. Literally, just the person you are just going to be like a light to the world by going through the program. And it's an investment, but like hands down, I remember in one of your podcasts, you're like, I could double what I charge. And I was like, yeah, if you would charge $20,000, like I would still pay $20,000 for it. And I'm 6 months in, but I still would pay for it. Like, now that I've gone almost all the way through it, I couldn't imagine not having this wisdom like underneath in my belt.
Okay, guys, it's $20,000. I'm just kidding.
So
price change, Crystal said. Yeah, it's thank you for that. Thank you for that. Actually, someone else said that to me. They're like, why do you charge so low for it? I'm like, maybe one day. But it's interesting because, I mean, when else do we have an opportunity to invest in ourselves at this level and show up for ourselves for this time period? Like, everything we do is so intense and long. Like, this is not a, week-long certification here. There you go. It's like, it's intense. It's deep. It's the best in the industry. And I can say that very confidently now. It really is, because we've had our clients who have done our competitors, I don't really believe in that, and come to ours and said nothing compares to this program. And so I can confidently stand behind it. And to Cheryl's point, like, we do just care more than our competition. We love our clients more. They become family. You're not a number. This is a mission. We're building something together. And even when you finish, we are there to support you, to serve you, to help you, to be there with you. And we do have that energy in this organization. And like, honestly, I wouldn't want to build a company if I didn't have that. Like, culture for me is everything. Like, I spend a lot of time in our internal culture with our internal team, just like nurturing and supporting and helping and just like making it so fun and exciting so that we have that energy to serve our to serve you guys, to serve our certification women. And so that program can have that same energy of just like excitement and expansion and just like possibility and creativity, so that those coaches can then take it on to their clients and have that same energy. And I think right now what the world needs so much of is people who have come alive, have woken up, and are using their powers for good and are using their creativity for good. And there's a lot of just like wasted energy and wasted potential by us committing to things that are not the highest expression of us, and committing to lives that we know we don't really want to be living. And so if I can offer you one invitation, it would be to choose yourself, allow your doubts to just not take center stage right now. Go apply for the certification program, book a call, get on the call with one of our team members. As I mentioned, the first 10 people to put their deposit down and join, I'll hang out with you one-to-one. We'll do a Zoom call like this, and we'll dig into whatever you need. It'll just be a time for you to just thrive, and I can just serve you to the best of my ability. And again, you'll get $8,000 off tonight if you apply right now. Cheryl, do you have anything to add to that? Cheryl, by the way, is I didn't properly introduce you on this call, but Cheryl is a certification alumni. She was actually in the beta of this program when I first launched it, and just thrived, and just showed up every single week with this energy and this enthusiasm, this passion. And I was like, I want you on my team. And so I just knew that her and I would be working together in some capacity. So she runs our mentorship program, and she also does enrollment, which is beautiful, because when you apply, you'll chat to Cheryl, and then Cheryl will also be the one to mentor you and guide you in the actual journey. And same with Courtney. If you happen to chat to Courtney, she will also be supporting you. So yeah, Cheryl, do you want to share anything before we go?
I think the only, the two areas I think is fear of just taking action and taking the messy action, and knowing and trusting in yourself and being pulled. We've talked about that tonight, and it's just so true. It's like, my whole attitude when you were talking earlier about we're only here, we might come back as puppies, but this is our one and only life. And how do we want to live it? Right. And just to think that there's so many women on a diet, and billion women, I think stats are, and it's like we get to do things differently, and we get to guide and support. And I feel like as a 46-year-old mom with children, I feel like it's my responsibility to do this work now. Like it excited me, and it's my passion. And I also now feel like I am an amazing coach, and I get to charge $1,000 per month for a 4-month minimum for women to work with. And it's like that value and the work that, like Stevie spoke to it, Jamie spoke to, we all spoke to the work that we've done on our own growth, and just how that has impacted us in the business. And I just think, take the step and just know, and just trust in the life that you want to create. That's really key. And just going back to the comment that, we never really know what our life is going to, we talked about vision, right? Like I want to do a live event with moms. Like that's it. Like women that are coaches, to do a live event, because I want to touch the lives of mom. I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know what month it's going to be.
I'll be there speaking.
Right. You may or may not be a mom, and I don't care. But you're going to support us.
You know what, Cheryl? Maybe I'll just get pregnant for your event, okay? I'll do that for you, because that's how much I love you.
But I think that the point is I don't know exactly how it's going to happen, but I have the vision, and I'm just going to collect women that are of like-mindedness, and we're just going to build this empire. And I think what I'd like to end on is like the tribe, the connection, the community of amazing, connected, empowered women is something that we take super seriously, right? In this company, in the biz, and just where we are. So if that's something that you're craving and desiring as part of building a business and a coaching business, like that's what we're here for.
Yeah. If you choose to do this program, I guarantee I'll change your life. I know I will, because I've done it over and over and over and over and over. And it's not just these girls who are on the panel. That just happens to be a small handful of our greater community. I have 100% full confidence in this program, in what we're offering. I know not only will it change your life, and I shouldn't say I will change your life, you will change your life. I will just show you exactly how to do it. Not only will it change you as a human, but it'll change your relationships. It'll change you as a mother, to Cheryl's point. It'll change you as a wife, a partner, and everything. So just my ask for you is just to trust. Like, I feel like money is like a units of trust. So when you are exchanging that with me, you are trusting me to provide, and I will over provide and over serve all day long for my people. That's just my commitment. So if you can't find the trust in yourself right now, find the trust in me until I show you how to trust yourself. and just step up and do it. Cause I can promise you, like, shit will change and your life will never be the same if you decide to step up and do this right now. So go to the application page, fill it out, get on a call, and send me a message, whatever you need. I'm stoked to hang out and mentor the first 10 people that get their deposit in. Thank you guys so much. It's 4 a.m. I feel pretty excited though right now. It's 10 to 4 a.m. And I got to be on a flight at 6 a.m. No, not 6 a.m. I got to leave at 6 a.m. So I got a couple hours to hang out. I might just tap dance for the rest of the night. I'm coming back to the West Coast tomorrow, so I'm excited about that. But I love you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. This amazing panel. I know they'll probably watch the end of this. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for being such brilliant representations of this journey, of this program, of this curriculum, of this mission. I can't do this alone, and I just love how this company is taking on an energy of its own, and you guys are all stepping up and owning that and serving, and I'm just like so grateful for you, every single one of you. Like, I love you like family. You are family, and I just appreciate our time together and just you guys taking 3 hours out of your day to hang out and serve this community. I just like really, really mean that from the bottom of my heart. I love you so much. And everyone that showed up tonight, thank you. Again, this is like a crazy, like who shows up for a 3-hour call? Like, that's mad. Thank you. Obviously dedicated, amazing humans who are just wanting to change the world. So thank you for showing up for this call. Everyone watching this in the replay, thank you for catching this in the replay. Any questions, hit me up on Instagram. Email Cheryl@hungryforhappiness.com and enrollment if you have any questions about anything. But my invitation for you is to step up, burn the boats of any other possibility, fill out the application form, get on the call, get on the program, and let's do this. Don't even let the mind get in the way, because it'll just mess things up, as you know. So, all right, you guys, I love you so much. Have a beautiful rest of your evening. Love you so much. I can't wait to work with you. Bye for now. See you. See you guys. Thanks so much for coming. Love you long time. You're so welcome. Love you.